This is the new toy that the cats got yesterday, so I'm gonna turn it on and let's see how the Lucky 7 like it. Splash and Simba played with it for a little while last night, but the lighting was really bad, so I couldn't film it. So let's see what happens today. Stella, Splash, Simba, Boo, Sammy, Richard, Nancy, Goldie, Ziggy, Ringo, Eva, Hydrox, and Ditto, the Lucky Ferals. Ready, guys? It's 7:15 a.m. Look at Splash. He's all stretched out on the couch. I'm super zoomed in right now, so it's a little shaky. And here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. So Simba's been limping recently. It appears to be this leg, his rear hind leg, and I've been watching it, and I think I'm going to make an appointment at the vet. I'm going to call the vet today, see if we get an appointment today or tomorrow or the next day, and see how it goes. I ordered some new dry food for the cats on Amazon last night. It should get here this morning. Some weight control dry food, because Simba does need to lose a little bit of weight. I think that can be contributing to it. So what happened, when Stella wasn't eating her food well and when Boo was being super finicky with his food, Simba was diving in and eating a lot of leftover food. So he did put on some weight over the past 4 or 5 months. I also ordered him a joint support supplement. I think it's called Cosequin, but I figured just in case his joints could use some support, that's what I ordered. I ordered some more of those delectable spoons. Instead of the squeeze ups, they come in a spoon. He really likes those. So he did well yesterday. All the cats did well. I had them on a 4-hour feeding schedule, meaning they got their breakfast around 8 a.m. and then around noon, he got a little snack. He got another snack around 4 p.m. And then they had dinner around 8 p.m. And then he didn't really eat his dinner, but then he had crunchies a few hours later. And then after that, I had a little bit of crunchies in the automatic feeders, and that was more of a 5 or 6 hour schedule. Here's one feeder, there's nothing left. Here's the other feeder, there's nothing left. And they only get half of a tablespoon of crunchies in each side. So they get a tablespoon across both sides. And this bowl had some canned tuna in it, just a little bit of canned tuna. Someone ate that. There's no crunchies left here. This is empty, and this was Splash's dinner. This is the new interactive toy that the cats got, and they seem to enjoy it. Splash and Simba were playing with it overnight, and the Lucky Seven were playing with it during the day when they were hanging out here. What I would like to do today is put the cats on more of a 6-hour schedule, meaning so they'll get the breakfast around 8 a.m., then they'll get a snack at 2 p.m., and then they'll get their dinner around 8 a.m. I want to see how that goes. Maybe it'll work, and Simba would not need to eat so often. Look at Splash. He looks so happy. You happy boy, Splashy? It's 8:15 a.m. I just gave Splash some breakfast in bed. He's still relaxing over there. Today they're having canned fish. They're having 3 different types of canned fish. Some of the Earthborn Holistic Monterey Medley. They're having some Fancy Feast and then some Waruva. Just a little bit of each to give them a variety to see what they like, because I'm still trying to figure out which canned foods they'll eat and which they don't want. So they're super fussy with the canned food because they do prefer raw food. Okay, you going to eat something, Splash? Eat your food. You want me to leave? I'll leave. Okay, Splash did not want to eat up there. He's going to get some pets here. Hopefully he'll eat on the floor. Splash is a creature of habit. He likes things the same way all the time. Right, Splashy? Right, Splashy? Okay, now you eat your food. Now you eat your food, Splash, okay? You can eat it. One of the nice things about having multiple cats is that there's really never any leftover food, because if someone doesn't want to eat something, for example, Simba and Splash don't want to eat this food, then I could give it to the Lucky Seven. They'll eat it, and if not, Cousin Oliver or the cats outside will eat it. So nobody wanted to eat this Monterey Medley. Nobody wanted to eat this Waruva. The texture on this is always really weird. It's almost like Jell-O. Simba ate a little bit of this Tiki Cat tuna and crab recipe and broth. He took some nibbles on it, but he really didn't want it. Splash ended up eating the Fancy Feast. It was the salmon pate. And then this is what Simba ended up eating. This is the Instinct Raw chicken bites. This is freeze-dried raw. I forgot I had this. And I pulled this out yesterday, and I wanted to see if Simba would eat it as like a snack. He didn't want it as a snack, but what I did this morning, was I reconstituted it with some warm water. I let it absorb the water, get soft, and then he ate it. So reconstituting a little bit more, then he'll have a full portion for breakfast, and then everything will be good. So hopefully he'll eat what I give him. It's 9:30 a.m. and Richard just attacked Simba. I'm very unhappy about it. Simba's very unhappy about it. It was completely uncalled for. So I was sitting at this dining room table, eating my breakfast, working on my computer, and Simba was laying up here, minding his own business. He was trying to take a nap. He was perfectly happy. And what happened was I heard Richard down on the floor meowing at Simba. And I was like, it's okay, Richard, that's your brother. And I was like, it's okay, Simba. Simba was growling at him. And I did not think in a million years that there would be a fight. I thought, Richard would just walk away. Well, that's not what happened. The next thing I know, Richard comes jumping up and literally lands on top of Simba. And the two of them just start tumbling around in this cat tower. Then I start screaming. Richard jumps off. I don't know where he went. And then Simba was in the cat tower, mad and what just happened. So then Simba jumped down off the cat tower. Here he is right now. I don't know where Richard is. I have to go find him. He's down here somewhere. He's probably hiding. And it looks like hardly anyone ate their food. This is a bunch of canned food that they had for breakfast. No one really ate it. Simba's on the bed, and he just took one of these Cosequin joint health supplements. These are capsules. You break them open, and you sprinkle them on some food or a treat. In Simba's case, he had one of the delectable spoons. I just mixed it in, and he ate that. He would not eat it in the pink spoon. I had to actually spoon feed him with a baby food spoon. So at least he ate this, so we'll see how he does. They say for the first few weeks, you want to give 2 capsules a day, and then just 1 capsule a day, but we'll just see how he does. Here's Splash. Splash is on top of the armoire today. He was up here yesterday, so this is one of his new favorite spots. All of the members of the Lucky Seven are downstairs. I believe they all took themselves downstairs when they heard the cat fight between Richard and Simba. The majority of them are hiding. Nancy was not hiding. Sammy was not hiding. But I shut the door, and they're just going to stay down there. They're in timeout today. Also, I was looking into cat aggression, and from what I could tell, this is stemming from anxiety on Richard's part because he tends to be an anxious cat to begin with. And the fact that he does this seemingly out of nowhere makes me think it's more from anxiety versus aggression. Because if it was from aggression, there would be signs of aggression before he does this. But there were no signs of aggression. Even the way he was meowing was not an aggressive meow. It was just I want to be friendly type of meow. It wasn't anything that would even be concerning. There was no growling on his part. There was no hissing. Simba was growling at Richard, but as far as Richard goes, Richard was just giving some friendly meows. They weren't even aggressive meows, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to look into giving him some kind of anti-anxiety supplements. I actually have some that I purchased several weeks ago, and I put it in their food, meaning the Lucky Seven, once, and I keep forgetting to use it. So I need to do that. I also do have some CBD. I could maybe try to get him to have some of that. I have the calming supplement that Boo had taken in the past when I needed to get him into a carrier to take him to the vet. I'm going to look into something like that for him and just see if we can make improvements. But for today, they're staying downstairs. They're all in timeout. They all took themselves down there. They know they did something wrong, meaning as a group, they know Richard should not do that. So that's what's going on. It's 10:41 a.m. Let me tell you what just happened. So Eva and Goldie are hiding here in this little hidey hole. And I was able to brush them for the first time ever. You see this long shower brush here? I was able to use it to brush them. Goldie's still in there. She's back there. I don't know if Eva left or not. So what I was saying before I was interrupted was that I was able to brush Eva and I was able to brush Goldie because they were kind of captives in that small space. But they let me brush them. They seem to be enjoying it. I don't know. We're going to have to see. The question is, like, will they then let me brush them on another occasion when they're not in a confined space? We'll just have to see, because the way that I was finally able to get through to Ziggy was a similar situation where I had her kind of cornered underneath the chair, and then she let me brush her. And then after that, I was always able to brush her and pet her, and she just really enjoyed it. Meanwhile, look at what's going on over here. This is behind the stereo. This is Richard and Nancy. Nancy's laying on top of Richard. And Richard knows, like he knows he did something bad. I'm definitely going to look into giving him and Nancy some kind of like anti-anxiety supplements, because I think that's really what this is stemming from. And if that doesn't work, then we'll just have to figure out some other kind of solution. Right, guys? What are you two doing down there? You're going to stay down there all day, right? That's your self-imposed timeout? Sammy's like, what's going on? What's going on over here? It is 1:18 p.m. and here's Simba's taking a nap on the cat tower. I just got a call from the vet's office about 15 minutes ago, and they said they could take Simba today at around 2:30, which means I have to get him in the car by 2 p.m. It takes us 20 to 30 minutes to get there, depending on traffic. So I need to go make sure my car's cleaned out, make sure I have gas, and get the carrier out and get all that stuff ready. So hopefully I'm not going to have problems getting Simba into the carrier. He's usually pretty good with that. But yeah, that's the situation. It was very nice of the vet to be able to squeeze us in today. I'm in the car with Simba. He is howling. It is almost 4 p.m. and Simba and I just got home. Simba did so good. He howled the entire ride to the vet's office, but then he was quiet on the ride home. Okay, I'm going to let you out, Simba, okay? And Simba had a full checkup, and the vet says that Simba has kneecap problems. So it's his kneecaps that are like moving around. You okay, Simba? And that's what's causing Simba to limp. The vet also said that Simba could have a touch of arthritis. So Simba is going to be put on the Cosequin. I told him that I ordered that. He said that's great. So he's starting on that. He's starting on another supplement to help strengthen his joints and his connective tissue. And also Simba needs to lose weight. He needs to lose probably like 3 or 4 ounces a week. That's what the vet said. So that's what we're going to try to do. The vet said to weigh him once a week and to monitor his weight loss. So let's hope that Simba will actually lose some weight. The vet figured out that in like 3 or 4 months, Simba could be back down to a good weight for himself. The last time Simba went to this vet's office, Simba was around 16 and a half pounds. And that's a good weight for Simba because, you know, Simba's a large cat. Right now, Simba is 19 and a half pounds, so he needs to lose about 3 pounds. And the reason why Simba weighs so much right now is because of everything that happened with Stella and Boo. And, you know, when Stella and Boo were not wanting to eat anything, I was just doing everything I could to get them to eat. So I'd open like, 4 or 5 cans of food and then give them some of that food. And I would like leave it out in case they wanted to eat it. And of course, Simba would come around and eat the food, especially in the middle of the night. So that's how, Simba gained his weight. Also, Simba definitely feels the loss of both Stella and Boo, especially Boo, because Simba spent so much time with Boo. Simba and Boo were buddies. So the vet said to keep an eye on him, with regards to that. And the vet did say that, Stella's passing could have played a part in Boo's passing, but at the end of the day, nobody really knows. He was very, very sorry about what happened to Boo. And again, he was like, unfortunately, with animals, sometimes stuff like that happens and it just happens really fast and kind of like out of nowhere. So, you can only do what you could do. It was like that kind of thing. So He gave Simba a really, really good exam, and he really spent a lot of time examining his hind legs, and he's putting like a lot of pressure on different areas of his legs. I'm like, what are you trying to feel for? And he's like, I'm trying to feel like the stability of his joints, if I feel any looseness or anything. And that's when he told me that it feels like his kneecaps are a bit unstable. And I was like, oh yeah, my mom saw Simba a little while ago and thought that he had a trick knee. And the vet's like, yeah, your mom's right, because that's what we would call it. We would call it a trick knee, where sometimes the kneecap just kind of moves out of place. I believe it's also referred to as a luxating patella. And I said that years ago, when Simba was limping at that time, like I had done some research and that's what I thought it was, but then it cleared up on its own. And then I also told him about the time Simba first went to a vet because of his limping problem, and that the vet really couldn't pinpoint what it was. They did some kind of like chiropractic treatment on Simba, which I don't think did anything at the time. And then I said I didn't really like how the vet was handling Simba. I thought she was too inexperienced. She wasn't handling cats correctly. So I never went back to that one. So he said, you know, the fact that it has come and gone throughout the years would also make him think that it's kind of like a trick knee. But with Simba's case now, he thinks it's both knees, and it could also be a little bit of arthritis because, you know, Simba's getting older. So he gave me a list of foods that I could buy for him, some canned foods to try that he might like. He's like, you know, try him on Tiki Cat. I was like, yeah, we have Tiki Cat. I tried giving him some Tiki Cat for breakfast. He wasn't really too happy with it. He said to try Fussy Cat, and I had bought some Fussy Cat for Boo. And I know Splash and Simba liked some of it. They didn't like all of it. They liked some of it. So I might go buy him more of that. And he's like, you could try Weruva. And I was like, yeah, they hate that. Every time I try to give them anything from Weruva, they will not eat it. And then he gave me like one or two other brands to try. He said, obviously, you know, try to get him to eat the raw food if he'll eat the raw food. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give Simba a little bit of a snack because, you know, he had a big day. And it's really snack time. It's around 4 p.m. So I'm going to do that. And then I want to run out to Petco, see if I could buy some of the raw food, the raw bites that he likes, maybe look at the list the vet gave me, pick up some of that, and then pick up some dinner for myself, and then come back and finish working for the day. I need to get work done because, you know, I kind of dropped everything this afternoon to take Simba to the vet. I am so thankful that they were able to squeeze him in today because it's a beautiful day. And it was really nice to get him seen right away. The vet spent a really good amount of time with us, answered all the questions. We're supposed to get rain tomorrow, rain the next day. Like the rest of the week is supposed to be a washout. So that's good. Also, I have a dental appointment tomorrow. I have to go to my office the day after tomorrow. So like my schedule is pretty full the next few days. So I'm just so happy we were able to get Simba seen. Hopefully we'll be able to deal with his current leg issue and then actually reverse it. He said it's grade 1, which he said is like, you know, the low end of the scale versus like grade 2, 3, or 4. So the vet is optimistic, and a lot of it is going to just depend on getting Simba to lose weight. And I did say, well, you know, the issue that I have with Simba's weight loss is now I'm kind of really nervous about hepatic lipidosis after what happened with Stella. And, you know, the vet's like, unfortunately, with cats, you never know if that'll happen at all or how quickly it'll happen or anything like that. And he said just to make sure that he's not losing more than like, I think it was like 4 or 5 ounces a week the most. And then everything should be fine. So that's what we're going to do. But at the same time, I have to balance that with making sure Simba's getting smaller meals more often so that he's not throwing up between meals. So that's the situation. I'm glad we're home. I'm glad we saw the vet. It's 2:45 p.m. Look at Ringo. Look. I was laying there earlier today. And that's where Ringo is right now, on my pillow. He's in the corner of the couch. And today is the perfect day to do nothing but take naps. And all I'm doing is fighting that urge. But I allowed myself to lay down here for 20 minutes this morning. And now Ringo's laying there. Here's Nancy. Here's Richard. Here's Sammy. There's some cat treats around on the play rug and stuff. I think she's looking for them. Here's Simba. He's laying on the bed with a piece of paper. Simba and Splash had some snacks a little bit before 2 p.m., so almost an hour ago. And then the Lucky Seven, I gave them snacks, although they didn't eat their snacks. And there's Splash. He's on top of the armoire in his favorite spot right now. It is such a gray and rainy day. Although right now it actually feels like maybe the sun's trying to peek out a little bit. But these are two of the boxes that I had on the play rug in the living room. I put them out because we have so much rain. If I want to put any food out for Cousin Oliver, they've been helping to keep the food dry. And here's 2 plates that have blown around the patio a little bit. So that's why I have the boxes out there. But it is just such a dark and dreary day today. Like, I have no energy to do anything. I'm trying to fight myself to get work done, but that's the situation. I had to go to the dentist. I had a noon appointment. Thankfully, I was in and out in a half hour. They do laser dentistry, which is like the best ever because you don't have to get any Novocaine, no shots, no numbing, nothing like that. So they had to redo an old filling that I had. Thankfully, it was a smaller filling, but I was in and out in a half hour, and it was great. And like I said, no numbing or anything. So then I went out to lunch after that, and I got this amazing slice of bruschetta pizza. It's 5:20 p.m., and here's Ringo. He's back here on the pillow. He left for a little while, but then he came back. He looks so tired. I don't want to wake him up. Here's Nancy. Ziggy was over here. Here's Richard. Today is the perfect day to just sleep all day, to like lay in bed, take naps, and sleep, and eat soup. So I'm making some lentil soup. I wanted to go out and buy some soup, but, you know, I was like, for 2 quarts of soup, it's going to cost me $20. I can make that for like less than $3. So that's what I'm doing, even though I don't really have the energy to do that. I just feel so tired today, like, and drained. It also doesn't help that, like, I'm editing a video today because I need to post a vlog. I haven't posted a vlog in like 2 or 3 days. The vlogs that I'm editing right now are the ones where Sammy's still missing. She's a few days away from coming back in the house. And Boo's in these vlogs, and he looks so healthy and happy. And it makes it really difficult for me to edit these, especially on a rainy day like this. So I'm doing my best to get that done. With everything that has been going on with Simba over the past few days, like the trip to the vet yesterday, that was really unexpected. I didn't think the vet was going to give us an appointment the same day. I expected to have to wait a few days for an appointment. So that kind of, you know, changed my plans for yesterday. And, you know, just dealing with Simba and his limping and trying to give him lots of extra attention and stuff like that. You know, that's been pretty time consuming also. So it's been rough because especially right now as I'm filming this, because the vlogs are still when Sammy was missing, nobody knows that Boo has passed yet. So not only do I have to post the vlogs of Sammy's return and then her trips to the vet, and then Boo's trips to the vet and to the animal hospital, I mean, that's going to be a lot, not just for me, but for all the viewers also. You know, it's never pleasant to have to post anything like that, but I have to because I need to tell the full story and I need to document everything. There's one thing that really always bothers me. So I follow a lot of people in the natural health field and a lot of people involved in things like related to the natural health field. And sometimes one of them will pass away. And I always feel like, well, why don't we get the full story of what happened? Why is there not a definitive public statement made saying, okay, well, this was the cause of death. This is how they passed. This is what they were going through before that happened. That's always been very kind of disturbing because, if you're teaching people about health and you are teaching people about nutrition, why are you not being, why are you not talking about your own health struggles? So that's one of the reasons why I feel it's important to be transparent with everything that has gone on with these cats, meeting Stella, and then, Sammy with her health issues when coming back from being missing, and then Boo's passing. I think by documenting what actually happened, it could help people and it could help other cats. And it's important for me to do that other than just keeping the videos light and cute and funny. There's a million light, cute, and funny cat videos on YouTube and on the internet, and there needs to be more videos that address serious topics. So that's what season 8 is ending up to be. It is 10:20 p.m. and here's Simba. He's really enjoying crunchy time right now. I got these 2 raised bowls from a local pet supply store yesterday, and they fit these coffee filters perfectly. And that's how the cats have been getting their crunchies. I mean, I could just put the crunchies straight in the bowl, but at first the cats didn't know to use the bowls. They didn't know what they were. They wouldn't use them. I actually tried putting the crunchies straight in the bowls and they didn't eat them. But if I put the coffee filter in the bowl and put the crunchies in the coffee filter, then they ate them like they're doing now, and they're really enjoying their food. Here's Splash. So he has a blue one, and Simba has a gray one. These were the last 2 in the store. That's why I bought them. They're made out of EcoWare. I don't even know what that is. It's some kind of plastic. I was hoping to get ceramic ones, but when I was in the stores, I couldn't find any that I really liked. They were either too small, too big. They weren't slanted, and they were too heavy. So these were good. They're a perfect size. They're not too heavy, and we'll see if the cats like them. So far, this is their second day eating crunchies out of them, and they were actually looking forward to these bowls. So when I was like, you guys want some crunchies? And they both sat by their bowls. So I think they're pretty smart figuring that out. And here's Simba. Today was his second day on the Cosequin and his other supplement, which is from Standard Process for his bones and joints. And it was a little bit difficult to get him to take that today because we're still working on a new routine. So today they were on a 6-hour schedule, which seems to be working really well. So they had their breakfast around 8 a.m. Actually, maybe it was 8:30. I try to give them breakfast around 8 a.m., but sometimes it's a little late. It might be 8:30. So they had their breakfast, and then they got a snack at 2 p.m. They had some treats. And the treats today were the Science Diet, the Oral Health Crunchies, which are gigantic crunchies. They also had some Bench and Field treats, which are kind of multivitamins for cats. And then they had dinner at 8 p.m. And then right now it's 10:20. They're having a little bit of crunchies, a tablespoon and a half. That's it. And then at 3 p.m., these feeders are going to go off, and then they'll each get another tablespoon of crunchies. And we'll see how that goes. So I cut back on the amount of crunchies they're getting, and also the treats, and also the food. The vet said to cut back 20% of what Simba was eating. So that's what I'm trying to do. Obviously, I'm not going to be weighing him every day. The next time I weigh him will probably be a week from today, and we'll see how he does. Hopefully, he's not going to be gaining weight. Hopefully, he will have lost a few ounces, because that's the goal. So today was successful. The every 6 hours was not difficult to do because of the automatic feeders overnight, and then also because I work from home, so I just set myself an alarm for the 2 o'clock little snack. Tomorrow I have a meeting in the late morning and I don't know what time I'm getting back. So I might have to maybe leave an automatic feeder with Splash and Simba if they're in my room tomorrow. Like, I don't know where they're going to be. Like, every day I let them choose where they want to be. So I'll just have to figure that out tomorrow before I leave. It's 7 a.m. Here's Simba. It is dark out. It is rainy. It is cold. This weather has just been so horrible. But I'm really happy to report that over the past few days, I've been sleeping through the night. Like, this is the first time in months that I've been able to just go to sleep and then not wake up at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and be unable to get back to bed. So that's been amazing. And all I'm doing is eating a hard-boiled egg before I go to bed. That's it. Something about eating a hard-boiled egg before I go to bed enables me to sleep through the night. It's crazy. Look at Splash. He's laying on this blanket. He's so cute. Splash, you're so cute. I have not looked at the security cameras from overnight to see what Splash and Simba did, but I know at one point Simba was on top of the cat tower in my room, and then like early this morning he jumped off. And I know when I went to bed last night, Simba was laying on the bed. And then when I briefly woke up, I don't know, maybe like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, he was still laying on the bed, but I was able to fall back asleep immediately. So even though I've like woken up a few times, like last night or the night before, I fall back asleep immediately. It's not a situation where like I'm wide awake for an hour or two. So it's been a game changer because now I'm like feeling rested in the morning when I get up. It is 8:53 a.m. and here's Simba. He's finishing the last of his breakfast here on the bed because he just jumped on the bed like 5 minutes ago and I'm like, don't you want to finish your breakfast? So I just gave it to him here. He did good this morning. So he had his Cosequin and his other supplement in a squeeze up. At first, he did not want to eat it, but then what I did was I took one of the Instinct Raw Bites that he loves, and I sprinkled that on top. I like crushed it up and sprinkled it on top, and then he took his supplements, which was nice. And look, he ate almost all of his food. If he doesn't want to finish that, that's fine. He doesn't have to, so I'll just take this away. Good job, Simba. This is what's left of Splash's breakfast. He enjoyed his meal also. They had some homemade beef today. So I've gone back to feeding the cats more biologically appropriate proteins, meaning chicken, turkey, quail, rabbit, that kind of stuff, versus beef and venison. So several months ago, during the height of the bird flu scare, that's what I'm calling it, so many people were just being so negative about raw cat food. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just feed the cats more meals that are not poultry-based. So they were getting beef several times a week, and they were getting venison once a week, and they were also getting rabbit several times a week. And since then, I've learned that those proteins can be a lot harder for the cats to digest. And venison, for example, is much higher in phosphorus than the other meats, and it's just much easier on their bodies to eat the more biologically appropriate proteins like poultry. So that's what I've been doing. They haven't had beef in weeks, but I did have some in my cat food freezer. So I was like, okay, they'll have it today, and then they're not going to have it for several weeks. And it really makes me wonder if that played a part in Stella and Boo's passing, because I started that back in January and through February. But then I just stopped it and went back to more biologically appropriate proteins. So I'm really pissed off about all of the fear-mongering that went on during that bird flu scare several months ago. And I know some people are still caught up in it. But that's just one of the many reasons why I will never post vlogs in real time on this channel, because it can just lead to being bombarded with incorrect information and potentially even dangerous information. This is the other supplement that Simba is on. It is standard process canine musculo. It is standard process canine musculoskeletal support. Now, I understand it says canine. The vet knows this says canine, but it can also be used in cats. They also make this formula for humans. So it was really kind of the option. Do we want to use the human formula? Do we want to use the canine formula? This is a powder, and I believe they do make something similar for felines, but he said it was a tablet. And he thought the powder would be easier because obviously with the powder, you can just mix it into their food or a treat, like a liquid treat, like a churu today, or a squeeze up. And sometimes it's easier for them to eat it. And so far, that's what I've been doing. Simba's been getting a quarter teaspoon in the morning, a quarter teaspoon at night, and we're just going to see how he does on this. It is 9:52 a.m. and it's been raining all morning. It's just a light rain. So I moved both of these boxes here by the garage, and I put some food under that one box for Ox. I actually put it on like a plastic lid so the bottom doesn't get wet from the patio. And he went and he ate it. Unfortunately, like his back was out of the box. I actually should have put the boxes like closer together so he could have maybe been under the box, or maybe I should have put it under the other box. The other box is lower and this one's higher, but I totally forgot that this other box does not have openings on the two ends, whereas the larger white box has openings on all four sides. So next time, if I need to feed him in the rain, I'll do that. They're holding up pretty well in this weather. And if they don't hold up, I could just go to Costco and get other ones. Costco has lots of similar boxes like this, and they're free. You can just take them. So I could always do something like that. It is 8:15 a.m. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. Good morning. Simba just got brushed. And I was going to show you how happy Simba was being brushed, but then he moved. Like he was getting brushed on my bed. He was laying on my bed getting brushed. And when I went to look for the camera, he decided to move. I just noticed this. So this is like a kicker toy that the cats got. And look at this. The stuffing is coming out of it already. So this is nearing the end of its toy life. So here's Simba, and he was doing this thing where when I brush his head, he was just really enjoying it. He like pushes his head up to meet the brush. So today's going to be another cold and rainy day. It's only supposed to be in the 50s and raining all day, which is horrible because we've already had several days of rain in a row. The next 3 days after today are supposed to be sunny. Then it's supposed to be rainy again. Then it's supposed to be raining again. So let's hope we get a few really nice days. Tomorrow's only supposed to be like 61 degrees, which is kind of disappointing because we're heading into Memorial Day weekend. And, you know, it's nice to have at least weather in the 70s because it's nice to go to the beach. But it's only going to be in the 60s, which is a little bit too cold. Right, Simba? Right, Simba? Okay, good boy. Good boy. Look at all your hair. Look at all your hair. This is what I did with these automatic feeders last night. So these are the little ceramic cups that I got from IKEA in that little kids set. They fit perfectly in here. They're like perfect. So instead of putting the crunchies just like here in the plastic part, I put them in the little cups because I thought it might be easier for the cats to just eat them out of the cups. And it seems that they worked well. There was half of a tablespoon in each cup. And these are the other two. The only thing that I don't like about these feeders is they make like a little ticking noise from the timer on them. Because it's like an analog timer, it's not digital. You okay, Simba? Okay. I gotta see if Simba will take his supplements today. Today, Simba weighs 19 pounds and 8 ounces. So he was 19 pounds, 11 ounces in the vet's office. So he's down 3 ounces. The vet said that he could safely lose 3 to 6 ounces per week. So right now we are within that range, and it's been 3 days since he went to the vet. It's about 8:45 a.m. Hey, Sammy. Hello, Ziggy. So I brought this toy down here last night, like right before I went to bed. And the cats, the Lucky Seven, had so much fun playing with it. Like the ball is completely dead right now. They were probably up and playing with this for hours because, you know, there's 7 of them. So chances are someone will be playing with it. When I first put it down, all 7 of them were like gathered around it. I really wish I would have had a camera with me at the time. Unfortunately, it was late. I was tired and I didn't. But I have to recharge the ball that goes in here and then they'll be able to enjoy it. The reason why I put it down here was to try to keep Nancy more quiet versus wanting to come upstairs and be with Splash and Simba at night. Sometimes, you know, with Simba and his leg issue right now, I just don't want him even like having a chance of being ambushed by Nancy or anything like that. So that's why I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna, you know, let Splash and Simba do their thing and, you know, the Lucky Seven can be happy down here. Look what's going on underneath this sofa bed. So I had no idea what this was. The cats, I'm going to blame Sammy, have been tearing apart the fabric underneath this sofa bed. It's like this black fabric. I don't know why they're doing that, but they're tearing it away. What are you doing, Sammy? Why are you doing that? I have to put this sheet in the laundry today. It's covered in cat hair. Right, Sammy? How you doing, Ziggy? See a little Eva in the background? Sammy's like a pocket cat. She's so small. She's so small you could practically put her in a pocket, right, Sammy? If I had a large pocketbook, I could put you in it. Because you're a pocket cat. Hey, Goldie. Look at Nancy. She loves this wormy, snaky toy. She loves this snaky toy. It is about 2:15 p.m. I just got back a few minutes ago. It's time for snacks for Simba and Splash. This is what they're having. So they're having 5 of the Bench and Field treats. They're having 5 of the Science Diet Oral Care Crunchies. Then they're having 2 of, I think it's Shameless Pets, just little stars. There you go, Splash. I'll just give you some treats, okay? Want some treats, Splashy? Eat your treats. There's Simba. Are you going to eat your treats, Simba? Simba has been enjoying these treats for like the past several days, so if he doesn't want to eat them today, that's something new. It's 7 a.m. and here's Simba. And the weather forecast was wrong. I don't know how this happens. So we've had rain like for so many days now. It's just been nonstop gray and rainy. And today was supposed to be our first partly sunny day. And it's not. It's cloudy and gray. And I just checked the weather forecast, and now it's supposed to be cloudy all day with like a chance of rain. I'm so tired of this weather. Like, we need sun. This is Memorial Day weekend, and it's not even going to be really warm. It's only supposed to be like around 70 degrees, not even, like high 60s. Hopefully, tomorrow we'll see some sun because, I checked the forecast, and tomorrow's supposed to be sunny, and the following 2 days. We're supposed to get 3 somewhat nice days in a row. Then it's just going to go back to being rainy nonstop. This is the rainiest May I think I've ever experienced. Now, 2 summers ago, we had a really rainy summer. That was just the rainiest summer ever. I thought New Jersey was going to turn into a tropical rainforest. So hopefully things will get better as the summer goes along, but right now it's bad. I'm checking on my plants. So the plant on the right has been eaten by deer. The plant on the left hasn't. And I don't know why, because they're both the same plant, but they're both supposed to be deer resistant. So I don't know why the deer ate them. They must have been really, really hungry. Also, what I did, after the deer ate half of the one on the right, I sprayed them both with deer repellent, but then they came and they ate even more of the one on the right. So I don't know if deer repellent even works. The cats had a little bit of crunchies in these cups in their feeders last night, and all the cups are empty. Simba and I are playing pom-poms. I don't know if you could hear, but he's purring pretty loudly. There's pom-poms all over the playroom. Okay, ready? All right, let me get them. They're all over, Simba. They're everywhere. Simba, look at all these pom-poms. There's pom-poms everywhere. So many pom-poms, Simba. Ready? Ready, Simba? Okay, want a green one? Here's a green one. Ready? Want a white one? Another green one?
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Get your bum, bum. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
Go on, Simba, get your bum, bum. Go on, Simba, get your toy. You have so many different pom-poms. Pom-poms make you a happy boy. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Get your pom-pom. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
Simba, let's play with your pom-poms. Simba, let's play with your toys. You have so many different pom-poms. Pom-poms make you a happy boy. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Get your pom-pom. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum.
Bum, bum.
For breakfast today, the cats are having these primal raw nuggets. These are chicken and salmon for cats. I got them at a local pet supply store the other day. The cats have not had these in a very long time. These have defrosted. And what I do for the cats is I chop them up into smaller pieces. and hopefully they'll eat them. They haven't had them in quite a long time. And it was either Stella or Boo who did not like these. I believe it was Stella that did not like these. But sometimes it was Boo also. So I stopped buying the primal nuggets because there was always someone that didn't eat them. And it just got kind of confusing. And, you know, I always had to have something different for the cats that didn't like them. So if Simba eats them, and if Splash eats them, and if the Lucky 7 eat them, then I'm going to add them back into their meal rotation. Here's Splash. He's already done with his. Like, he ate that really fast. Simba, on the other hand, seems to have only eaten the topping that I put on the food for him, some freeze-dried chicken. So we'll see if he goes back and actually eats the food. So it ends up that Simba is not a fan of this food. Even with toppings on it, he doesn't want to finish it. Like, I don't even think he ate half of it. This is Simba's favorite food right now, the Instinct Raw Meals cage-free chicken recipe. They're basically freeze-dried raw bites. I cannot get the actual frozen ones anywhere around here. I looked the other day. Every single store either is sold out. There's only 3 stores that sell them. They're either sold out or the ones that they have are unsellable. Like, one of the stores around here has a problem with their freezers. And like when I went to buy a bag, it wasn't frozen. And the other bag was at one time defrosted and then frozen solid. So I couldn't buy them. Like, the quality was bad. So I had these freeze-dried ones. And what I do is I reconstitute these for Simba. I put some in a little bowl. I add some warm water and I let them sit for 2 or 3 minutes. And in the time it took me to show you the bag, he finished the ones that are in his little bowl. I gave him a partial serving since he did eat a little bit of the other raw food. These little bowls are so cute. I got them at a thrift shop a few weeks ago. I always look for little bowls for the cats when I go to a thrift store because that's where you could find like really unique sizes. And this is like a perfect size for Splash and Simba. And I really like how like the sides are kind of angled. So it's kind of like a bowl, but at the same time, it's almost like a plate. And this is Buffalo, China, USA. I only bought 2 of these at the time because they're kind of heavy. I do wish I would have bought more, but that's fine. I have lots of options for the cats. Hola, gatita. Hola, gatita. These are my gatitas, my little cats. Or my gatitos. My gatitos. Hola, gatito. Hola, gatito. Look at Goldie, she's splooting. Buenos dias, Nancy. Buenos dias, Eva. Buenos dias, Sammy. Buenos dias a mis gatitos. Buenos dias a mis gatos. This is what's left over from the Lucky 7. So 3 of them ate. Ziggy ate, Goldie ate, Eva ate, Nancy nibbled on hers. Sammy did not eat, Richard did not eat, Ringo did not eat, and, you know, Nancy only nibbled. So I'm going to leave the plates here for a little while. I'm trying to keep the Lucky 7 from eating each other's portions, which is why I put these up here instead of leaving them downstairs. Because if I leave them downstairs, Goldie and Eva will finish like other people's food. Look what I got at Home Goods today. This is a little statue, and it's 2 cats rubbing up against each other. It reminds me of Stella and Boo. Boo would be the one rubbing up on Stella. So this cat would be Stella and that cat would be Boo. It was only $12.99. It also reminds me of the statue that I have outside of Hydrox and Ditto. This is the garden statue that's outside. This one reminds me of Hydrox and Ditto. And look at what's going on here. So somebody was digging out this straw yesterday. It actually looks like this whole like door is being pulled out, which is kind of weird. I thought that was definitely definitely secured in there. Grandpa Farrell's gonna have to check on that the next time he comes here because he's the one who made that. But yeah, that was all not here yesterday. But it got really cold last night. I believe it got down into the 40s. So I don't know if Cousin Oliver was using this or, I don't know, some other animal. There he is now. See him? He's hanging out on this patio chair. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? You a good boy? He had some of the food that I gave the cats for breakfast. He had like the leftovers, what some of the cats did not eat. And the rest of the leftovers I just put in a storage container, and they'll either have it later today or tomorrow or something. I have to clean some stuff up out here. I have to clean up this area today, put these plates in the garbage, put some fresh water in there. And this box has definitely seen better days. So I'm gonna get rid of that one. I also got this churro variety pack from Home Goods. It is 60 churros. They're all tuna flavors, and this was only $24.99, which is less than 50 cents a churro, which is a good deal. So that's why I picked this up. It's 7:45 a.m. and Simba's hunting a fly. I don't know if you could see it. There's a fly in the window. I just opened the window so the fly can escape. And Simba can smell the air. Right now, Simba's on the scale, and it's fluctuating between 19 pounds 8 ounces and 19 pounds 9 ounces. So he's either 2 or 3 ounces less than he was when he got weighed at the vet's office. And we have another 2 or 3 days until his weekly weigh-in. So hopefully we're going in the right direction. We're going to try to meet our target. We're going to try to meet at least 4 ounces. The main reason for Simba to be losing weight is for his knee problem. The less weight he has on his knee, the better it will be for it. And the better it will be for him walking, right? Right, Simba? Here's Splash. This is where he slept most of the night. I slept here the night before last, and I haven't put the blankets away yet. Yesterday was a very busy day. Like, I left the house at 10 a.m. I didn't get back until about 2 p.m. And then I was doing so many things around the house. But then I left the house again a little bit after 8 p.m. and I didn't get back until almost 11. It was a very, very busy day. I think I walked almost 7 miles according to my fitness watch. I didn't get to sleep until like 1 o'clock in the morning, which is later than I've normally been getting to bed. And I felt good. I mean, I had energy all day, no anxiety. Just completely calm. I'm just hoping like all that's in the past. Yeah, so I got a lot of stuff I want to do today also. Although I do want it to be not as much running around as yesterday was. But all the stores around here are closed today, so there's not going to be a whole lot of running around. Although it is supposed to be a beautiful day. And I would love to go out and enjoy the weather. So maybe I'll go on a nice bike ride today. I looked at my fitness stats, and I have not been on a bike ride in 6 days. That's how bad the weather's been. It's been so bad, either like cold or rainy. It's been 6 days. So I'd like to do that today. I need to do some cleaning around the house, vacuuming. I'd like to get that video posted. There's a vlog video that is ready to be posted. I want to get that posted. I'm trying something new for breakfast today with the Lucky 7. So this is their platter. And you'll see there are 7 bowls on this platter, and each bowl is a different color. I got these at Target yesterday. They were actually on sale. I think they might have even been on clearance. So I really like the fact that I could get 7 different colors for the Lucky 7. Maybe I could train them to only eat from their own bowl. Goldie has the gold bowl. Ziggy has like a pastel pink because she's like a princess. She's like a very, very girly girl. Nancy is green. Sammy has like this reddish, almost coral color. Eva has a little bit darker pink. And so far, all the girls are eating their food. And then here on the platter, I have blue for Richard and a darker blue for Ringo. And I just made these colors kind of based on their personalities and also just based on an easy way for me to remember the colors by cat. Goldie's the easiest. Gold for Goldie. Ziggy, like the most pastel pink because, you know, she's a girly girl cat. Nancy, green because of her eyes. She's like nice green eyes. Sammy kind of chose the red. I put 4 colors on the ground for Sammy. And she kind of chose this one. It's like the most vibrant of the pinks. It's like a coral color. Almost like a dark salmon color. She chose that one. And the pink one fits Eva. Eva has like red in her fur, so it kind of suits her. I think it goes nicely with her fur, actually. And then I had some blue colors left for the boys. I gave Ringo the darker blue because he's the bigger, probably a little bit older cat. I mean, if Ringo's the dad and Richard's the son, So Richard got the little bit lighter blue. They're having 3 different types of canned food and a little bit of crunchies on top. Considering the fact that they normally eat off of paper plates, I mean, they took to these bowls right away. So we'll see how they do with them. Some people don't like feeding cats in bowls because of like whisker fatigue, but we'll just see what happens. The goal is to kind of let them know that they each have a bowl, you know, they each have a color, and don't eat out of other people's bowls. But look at this. This is Ringo's. You have yours, Nancy. It's the same. It's the same in yours. You're green, okay? These are the 2 automatic feeders that I have set up down here, and they dispense a little tiny bit of crunchies at like 4 a.m. I can hear them ticking so loudly right now. I don't even know if the camera is going to pick it up. But it's like I have bionic hearing recently. Bionic smelling and bionic hearing. That's what I feel like over the past few days. There goes Eva. She's going to eat out of Sammy's. Eva, did you finish yours? Okay, Eva almost ate all of hers. Ziggy did not finish hers. Nancy did not finish hers. And Goldie did not finish hers. There are some cardboard pieces on the rug that I need to clean up. Maybe these bowls are not going to be good for the cats, like if they don't want to eat their food. But sometimes they're fussy with breakfast anyway, so we'll just have to see. It's 11:20 a.m. I just got back from the supermarket. I wanted to buy some specials that they had on sale. And this is what's going on with the bowls for the Lucky 7. 5 of them are pretty much empty. So Richard's bowl I put upstairs because he's upstairs. Nancy ate some of it. Richard ate some of it. I don't know who else ate out of it. And then as far as like these 4 go, what was left in them, I gave to Cousin Oliver outside. And then these 2 still have a little bit of food left in them. So what I'll do right now is I'll put this food in a storage container as leftovers, and someone can eat it later. That's been working really well. And then I'll just wash these out. Now I did buy 2 of these for each cat. Like I have 2 of these in every color. So if, you know, I didn't get to wash these, I could always like put them in the dishwasher and then, you know, have enough for 2 meals. But I think I'll just wash these out by hand right now. It's 11:35 a.m. Here's Splash. He's hanging out on this cat tower. So this morning has just been a cloudy morning. I'm really disappointed. We're supposed to have some sun today, and the sun will peek out for like a minute, and then it goes away again, and then it's just more clouds. It's also really cold. Like I'm walking around with a jacket on, so not happy about that. There's Simba. He's on top of the armoire. Last night, I had less than 5 hours of sleep. I didn't get to sleep until like after 1 a.m. And then I woke up pretty early this morning and I couldn't go back to bed. And when I checked my fitness watch, like it tells me like how long I slept. It was less than 5 hours. And I'm definitely feeling it today. Like I am just exhausted and like my legs feel tired and I'm just dragging. So it seems that like 5 hours of sleep seems to be my cutoff. Like if I get less than 5 hours of sleep, I do not function well at all. If I get 5.5 hours of sleep or almost 6 hours of sleep, I function much better. Anything more than 6 hours of sleep and I pretty much function normally. So I have to try to get at least 6 hours of sleep a night. And I'm like debating as to whether I just try to take a nap right now because that's how tired I am. Trying to take a nap and this is going on. So Splash moved on top of the armoire because he saw one of the cats in the doorway. So now Simba's trying to comfort him, I guess. Simba's like, just relax, Splash, just relax. Splash was growling and hissing, but now he's settled down up there with Simba. It is 2:15 p.m. I'm so excited. I just found the carrier covers from Sharon. They were on a shelf in the closet in Boo's room. So I'm like moving stuff around and cleaning stuff up and I finally found them. Yay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them up and actually put them in the carrier. And that way I'll just keep them with the stored carriers so I don't lose them. It's 6:30 p.m. Here's Nancy. Hey, Nancy. Nancy's been hanging out with Splash and Simba today. Right, Nancy? She was laying here, taking a nap. And here's Simba. He's on top of the cat tower. And here's Splash. He's on top of the armoire. And I don't want to jinx anything, but they've all been getting along. Right, Nancy? You being a good girl to your brothers? Okay. I just came in the room because I want to clean the room now, do some organization, decluttering stuff. So they're not going to be happy because I'm going to run the vacuum soon, but it's time to do this room, Nancy. It's 6:54 a.m. Look at Simba. He's so funny. Look how he's laying here on the day sofa in Boo's room. How he hears me. He looks so comfortable. Look how he's laying with his paws in the air. Look at his big floofy belly. So last night, Simba ate about half of his dinner. And then a few hours later, when it was time for a crunchy snack, he did not want to eat anything. And I was like, okay, that's a little strange. But then what happened like a few minutes later was he threw up his dinner. So I don't know if that was because of, stress or nerves, because he was spending time with more of the lucky seven yesterday, like in the few hours before dinner, or if it was just something that didn't agree with him. He did not throw up a hairball. It was just some of the food. But then a little while after that, he did eat some of his crunchies. So I guess he was feeling a little bit better. And here's Splash. Splash is so cute. That's where I was laying last night. So last night I actually took some time to sit down and watch TV for about an hour. Now that I'm like back up to fully functioning again, I very rarely spend time just sitting on the couch watching TV. Like, I probably should make more time to do that, but I only do that very infrequently. But yesterday I did, last night, before I went to bed. And it was a little chilly in the house because the weather's been so cold. So I grabbed this blanket, and I had this blanket wrapped around me. And that's where I was sitting. And that's where Splash slept all night. See, I know Splash loves me when he does something like that. And he is getting better at like getting pets from me, especially at night. So when Boo and Stella were here, Splash used to get pets from me mostly at night, because that's when he would come and get pets from me when it would be crunchy time. Then he would come up to me and he would get a whole bunch of pets. So he still does that. He actually gets even more pets now because Boo and Stella are not here to get their pets. So Splash gets their pets. But he's getting better at getting pets other times a day and letting me brush him other times a day also. We still have a long way to go, but he's getting better. Here's Simba. He moved a little bit. I woke up from horrible nightmares, and that's something that never happened to me before Stella went to the emergency room. But in the 3 months since that happened, almost 4 months, it'll be 4 months in a few weeks, I have nightmares much more often. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. But it is better when I wake up, because then I'm like, oh gosh, at least that was a nightmare and that's like not real. But I hate nightmares. This is my experiment from last night. So instead of putting those little ceramic cups in these feeders, I found some of the paper cupcake liners and I put those in there with a little bit of crunchies. So it looks like that worked. So someone ate the crunchies here, and then over here you could see someone ate the crunchies on the right, but there's still some crunchies on the left. Simba, pom-pom. Okay, I got another white one for you. I'm shooting them with a slingshot. You want it? Want a yellow one? Yellow? You gonna lay down? Your leg bothering you? Here you go, ready? Okay, want another one? Simba. Okay, how about this one? Red? Want a red one? How about a blue one? Want a blue one? Nope, that didn't go good. Here's another, there's like a purple one. Want a purple? How about a brown? Want brown, Simba? Okay, you want a ball? You want a ball? This is not a pom-pom, this is a ball. Here. Okay, you don't want that one? Okay, let's start the pom-pom, Simba. Ready? Here we go, ready? Want green? Okay, orange. Okay, want another green one? Nancy's howling by the door. Want a blue one? How about a red one? Want a red one? Okay, white one? A white? Oh, that one didn't go very far. All right, let me reset this. How about purple? Purple? Okay, here we go. Ready? Purple. Purple. No, you don't want purple. Yellow? Simba, yellow? Okay, want white? Okay, want another white one? So I got a few more. Got a few more, Simba. Yellow? Okay. I got brown. You want a big brown one? Brown. Well, that's all I got right now. Here, we got this. Good. Oh, how about this one? Want this one? Want this one? Now he doesn't want to play with these little pom-poms. He just wants that bouncy rubber one. Gobstopper ball. That always reminds me of a gobstopper. Somewhere in this house there are more of these. I just don't know where. Let's look at Simba and admire his beauty. Hey Simba, you look so handsome. That's the screen door. He's laying next to the screen door to Boo's room. I have to vacuum Boo's room today. I did not get to Boo's room yesterday. Okay? You look handsome, Simba. There's Splash. He's on a scratch and roll. One of the scratch and rolls is completely broken. So I'm going to give it to Grandpa Farrell and see if maybe he could fix it. I don't know if he could. But like one of the sides is just like collapsed on it. It's broken off. I don't know how that happened. It's 4:15 p.m. and I just bought Simba some cat grass. I went to Petco. Want some cat grass? Simba loves cat grass. He hasn't had any in a few days. This is turning into a weekly occurrence. Okay, here, let's put it here by the window, okay? Okay. Okay, enjoy your cat grass, Simba. Maybe it'll help his upset tummy. It is 7:45 p.m. Here's Sammy. She wants to lay on the sheets in this laundry basket. I don't know why she loves doing it, but she does. She's itching, but all the cats got flea comb this morning, and I did not find any fleas on anyone. But what I'm doing right now is I'm switching from our winter bedding down here to summer sheets. All these white sheets. So, for example, here on Boo's old daybed, I have a sheet. It's all wrinkled. I don't care. It's just going to get messed up anyway. And I took the blankets off that were on all winter, and now we're going to have the white sheets, so that way, in case we get any fleas this year, I'm going to be able to see them. And over here on this chair, it's the same thing. I have a white sheet on it. I'm working on covering the other pieces with white sheets also. In here, Sammy, she's helping me. And I just vacuumed down here, so we're cleaning a lot of stuff up. And let me tell you what happened to me today. So we finally had a sunny day, the first time in a week that we've had some sun, and it was almost 70 degrees. So I said, you know what, I'm going to go for a nice bike ride. I'm going to go for 10 miles. Well, I went almost 7 miles, and then I got a flat tire. Thankfully, I was only a block away from this house. When I realized what was happening, I was like, why does the road feel so rough all of a sudden? So I jumped off the bike, and sure enough, my tire was flat. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if there are any bike shops around here that I could take it to where they could just, fix the flat, or do I just do it myself? I mean, that would be a very good skill to have, being able to fix a flat tire on my bicycle. So maybe I'll do that. Like, obviously that's time investment. I have to figure out what I need to buy. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do there. But I'm really pissed off because, that's one thing that was really making me happy. I love taking bike rides on that bike, and, I've been so consistent with it, except for when it's been raining. And, with everything that went on this year with Stella's passing and with Boo's passing and then dealing with Simba and his limping, I just need something that's going to, bring me outside and make me happy. And that was something that was doing that, but now I have a flat tire. So I have that challenge ahead of me. Right, Sammy? I mean, I still have my old bike, which I could, put air in the tires and ride that. But I just don't enjoy riding it as much as I enjoy riding the new one. It's just not as much fun. It's not as comfortable, and it's not as much fun. What are you doing, Sammy? What are you doing? You having fun? Sammy loves the white sheets. She loves them. This giant pile of blankets needs to go in the laundry. Hello, Goldie. It is 7:24 a.m. I just put Simba on the scale. He's sitting on it right now. And he weighs 19 pounds and 6 ounces. And it has been 1 week since we've been on this weight loss journey. He started at 19 pounds, 11 ounces. So that means he has lost 5 ounces. Good job, Simba. The vet said he could lose between 3 ounces and 6 ounces a week. So at 5 ounces, we are right in that range. And so 3 to 6 ounces a week is between 1 and 2% of his weight. That's how it was calculated. So that means the portions he's been getting has been good. If I wanted to give him a few more snacks every day, I could. But that's our first week. We're going to have an official weigh-in once a week and see how this goes. Now, I did weigh him a few times during the week just to see, are we going in the right direction? So hopefully we are. It is 8:30 a.m. and we're supposed to have a few days of cloudiness and rain, so I want to take a look at what's going on outside here. So in this plant, I have stevia, and it's doing really well here so far. This is my elderberry bush, and for the first time it has these, it looks like these are going to turn into flowers. Last year it had these, but they fell off right away. So I've been watching these, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. Are these going to eventually turn into elderberries? That'll be really interesting. And this is some catnip that likes to grow here. This rose bush just keeps coming up on its own. It had some really pretty roses a week or so ago. In these pots are some zinnia that I'm growing from seeds. So we'll see how they grow. They're one of those little grow kits with little tiny flower pot. I planted the seeds in the little tiny flower pot, and then once they sprouted, I moved them here, so hopefully they'll take. These flowers are still doing well. This was a gift from Grandma and Grandpa Farrell this year. And these are my geraniums from the greenhouse. So the one here and the one here aren't doing too good, although this one does have some flowers on it. The one in the middle is doing pretty good. And here are the other geraniums from the greenhouse. This is my begonia that I am absolutely amazed survived through the winter in the greenhouse. I honestly thought it was dead, but then it started growing again, so we'll see what happens with it. This is my lavender topiary, which, is not doing the best, so we'll see how it does if it comes back really well. And this is my Meyer lemon tree. And in these 2 pots, I have sunflowers. Again, that was from a grow kit, and I grew them in a little flower pot. And then I replanted them just in these planters because I had these planters, and I want to see what happens. And look at what's going on here. My parsley's coming back, and it looks like there's some basil in there also. That is awesome. Here is my bucket of mint. These look really great. I have to figure out what I want to do with them this year. I believe this is some catnip. My banana tree is starting to get some new leaves. Now, this one really had a rough winter, so we'll see what happens to that over the summer. These 3 pots are eggplants. They are like the finger eggplants, like the long, thin ones. And these 3 pots are pole beans, and this one looks like it's not doing too well. The leaves are getting brown in the middle also. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's too much water. And this is a fig tree that I planted here. This was in a container, but I planted it here to see how it's going to do. I think it's going to do better actually planted in the ground. And then I moved my tomatoes here because where they were, the sun was getting blocked in the afternoon. So I think they're going to get more sun here. So that's why I moved them here. This one has some yellowing on the bottom. These are 3 different types of tomatoes. It looks like this one's doing the best so far. I'll have to keep an eye on this one. And my plant in the front is still doing good, has not been eaten yet. And this one has been eaten. They're both the same exact plant, so I don't know why this one was eaten. And there's my lavender by the bird bath. That should start blooming relatively soon. It's getting really big. Simba and I had some pom-pom playtime on the rug, and I don't know where Splash is, but I'm going to start making their breakfast. It is 9:11 a.m. Here's Simba. So he did not want to eat the raw food that I made for their breakfast. It was the food from the poultry farm, the pet food that they make. Splash ate it, no problem. Splash enjoyed it. So what I did was I reconstituted some of these Instinct raw bites. These are freeze-dried raw bites for Simba. And as soon as he saw me walking down the hall with this little dish, he knew exactly what it was, and he jumped up here on the bed. For some reason, he thinks he has to eat these on the bed because this is where he's eaten them before. So today, Simba's having breakfast in bed. I gave him a 1/3 cup portion of these, and I reconstituted them with some warm water. I'm downstairs with Sammy, Ziggy, and Nancy, and we're playing Get the Stick from under this toy. This toy is the one with the ball that moves around in the bag, but they still love it when I put a stick under it. Look at Ringo's stripes. He has such a nice fur pattern. So from the back, he's all stripes. And then from the sides, he's swirls. That's how he got the name Ringo, because he has like rings in his coat. It's 11:20 a.m. Look at what's going on here. This is my newspaper bag. This is one of the bags that I used when I was trying to find Sammy to hand flyers out. And I put it on the ground, and I was like, I wonder if Sammy will go into it. And she went into it, and I've been walking around the house with her in it. Of course, I'm filming this, so she just jumped out of it. It was perfect for her. I literally just put it on the ground like this, and she went right in. You gonna go in? You gonna go back in? Go back in, we'll go for a ride. Go ahead. Go in. She went into the bag, and then all I did was pick up the handle. And she was enjoying it so much. I'm like, go in, we'll go for another ride. We'll go for another ride, just around the house, okay? Go ahead. You go in. Go in the bag, we'll go for a ride. No. I'm gonna leave it here on the floor in the kitchen and see what she does to it. She just heard me. She came upstairs. She's smelling it. Is she gonna lay on top of it? Is she gonna lay underneath it? Is she gonna lay in it? Or is she just gonna ignore it? Here's Nancy. The Lucky Seven had playtime downstairs this morning. They also had playtime upstairs this morning, so they're a little bit hyper. Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured she's going to lay on it. She might go in it or underneath it also. I know she likes it. She was really enjoying it. It's about 2:30 p.m. Simba's relaxing here on the cat tower and booze room. And I'm giving him a snack. I don't know if he's going to eat it. So it's a churro with the Cosequin mixed in. You going to eat it here? And a whole bunch of... and several different treats for him. There's some bench and field treats, some of the Shameless Pet treats, and some of the oral care. The landscapers just showed up, so I moved Simba to my room. He's eating part of his snack on the bed. Hopefully he'll eat all of that. He's getting the Cosequin in the churro because he did not get it with his breakfast. There's splashes on top of the armoire. I gave him some snacks also. This is their afternoon snack. It is 3:20 p.m. Look at what's going on here. So this bag is from the grocery store. I just got an Instacart order, and they put everything in this bag. And this was hanging on a doorknob. because, I don't like the cats getting into the bags. And I just saw this. So Sammy took it off the doorknob and she's sitting in it. Maybe she wants me to take her for a little ride in it. You want me to pick you up, Sammy? Taking Sammy for a little ride. Here she goes. Want to ride in the bag? I just hung it back up on the doorknob. There's Sammy. It is 9:10 a.m. Good morning, Simba. So Simba was in a very good mood this morning. What happened was I didn't sleep good at all last night. I woke up at like 2:30 in the morning, could not get back to bed. I was just like, it was one of those nights where I felt like I couldn't get warm. And I even had like lots of blankets on me and I still couldn't get warm. But I didn't feel like I was getting sick or anything. Like it wasn't that. I didn't feel like I had the chills or anything or a fever. I just felt like I couldn't get comfortable, couldn't get warm. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see if I could sleep on the couch because I'd been up for like an hour trying to get back to sleep. Nothing was working. So I said, let me go see if I could sleep on the couch. Well, sure enough, I fell asleep on the couch. Then I woke up this morning a little bit before 7. The next thing I know, Simba jumps up on the couch and he was getting a lot of pets. He got lots and lots of pets. And I was like, oh, Simba's in a really good mood this morning. So then it looked like he was hungry. So I gave him some treats, just a few of the pet well-being treats. I think that's the company. And then I went downstairs for a few minutes. I came upstairs and he vomited the treats on the bed. I had one of the vomit blankets from Sharon on this bed. He vomited on the bed, but he also vomited a little bit of cat grass. So I was like, okay, I'll just have to put the blanket in the washing machine. He vomited a little bit on the play rug, which I cleaned up. And then I was like, okay, I'll let him rest his stomach because usually after he vomits, he likes to rest his stomach for a while. Except he was still hungry. This is his favorite breakfast right now. It is the Nature's Variety Instinct Raw freeze-dried chicken bites, which I reconstitute with warm water. He ate like a little bit of them, but he obviously did not finish. And I gave him some of these freeze-dried chicken pieces. These, he doesn't like these when they're reconstituted. He likes them crunchy. And he didn't eat them. Is he going to eat one now? Like, I'm not forcing the food on him, but if he wants it, he could eat it. And usually, if he has an upset stomach and I give him just the plain freeze-dried chicken, usually he's good with that. And in the past, when I was buying the Stewart's freeze-dried chicken, I would reconstitute that and he would eat it. But for some reason, he doesn't like this brand reconstituted. So he's purring right now. I don't know where Splash is. I have to find Splash and give Splash some breakfast. The rest of the cats are going to have canned food for breakfast today. All right, well, Simba's appetite's coming back. Hopefully he won't vomit that chicken. He ate the chicken and now he's eating some of these. I don't know if he's going to finish them or if he just wanted to eat one. Oh, maybe he wants more chicken. He's looking at the empty container. Okay. I'll get him some more chicken, Simba, if you want it. There's Splash. I just found him on a dining room chair. So I'm going to put some breakfast together for him. Hopefully he'll eat it. It's 10:30 a.m. and Ziggy has a bug. She has one of those little pill bugs. At least that's what it looks like to me. It could be something different. Ziggy loves hunting. She loves hunting. Is she going to eat it? Is she going to eat it? Sammy's here too. Sometimes they just like playing with the bugs. Hey, Sammy. You gonna let it get away? Ziggy, don't let it get away. Hey, Sammy. You gonna get the bug? Where's the bug going? It's gone. The bug is gone. Where did it go? Did it go out the door? Ziggy, what kind of hunter lets a bug go? You let the bug go. You let the bug go, Ziggy. It's 1:30 p.m. Look at how Simba's laying on top of the armoire. He had his feet in the air a few minutes ago. Here's Nancy and Richard. They're taking naps also. And here's Ziggy and Ringo. Every cat tower in this room has a cat on it. Ziggy, Ringo, Nancy, and Richard. I just got a call from the vet's office, so the calming supplement that I ordered last week has come in, so I could pick it up later today or tomorrow. But I placed a Whole Foods delivery order today. I've never placed a delivery order with Whole Foods, and Amazon, has this deal where they're giving you like 30 days of free deliveries as a trial. And then if you like it, it's $9.99 a month, and you get unlimited free deliveries if it's $35 or more. And I placed an Instacart order yesterday, and it's just so convenient and saves me so much time, and I feel like I get so much more done. And I don't spend as much money because I'm not picking up like impulse items when I'm in the store. So if I go into a store looking for like 2 or 3 things, I always end up looking at other things in the store and buying much more than I went to the store for to begin with. So not only am I saving time, but I'm hoping it saves me money because I'm not then picking up like a bunch of other stuff that I'm seeing. I'm really just more sticking to a list of what I actually need. So if that order comes before 4 p.m., then I'll take a ride to pick up the supplement today. But if it comes later, then I'll go tomorrow. It's 7 p.m. Here's Ziggy and Nancy. They're sitting on the floor with me, and I'm editing a video. Hey, Sammy. There's Ringo. So the window in Boo's room is opened because we actually got a little bit of sun maybe like an hour ago. When I was coming back from the vet's office, I ran a few errands. I ran into Trader Joe's, then I ran into TJ Maxx. And by the time I got home, it was probably almost 6 p.m. And it was sunny, and I was like, wow, this is great. So I did a few things in the yard. Then I came inside and I opened some windows. There were just 3 or 4 cats sitting on the shelf near the windows, but they've all since left the room. Simba and Splash are still napping. Sometimes Simba will be up already and he'll be like, okay, where's my dinner? But he and Splash are both still napping, so I'm just going to keep editing this video. I'd like to get it posted today, but I'm not even halfway done with it yet. Look at Sammy. She discovered this box, and she has decided to take a bath in it. I guess she wants some privacy right now. Maybe she's going to take a nap. It's 7:15 a.m. here, Splash. Good morning, Splash. I slept through the night for like the first time in so long, like not even waking up once. So I've been maybe like waking up once or twice a night and being able to fall back asleep. Like that's been a good night for me. Usually I wake up sometime in the middle of the night and I can't fall back asleep. Now this has been since Stella passed or since she went to the emergency room. But last night was the first night I slept through the night without waking up once. And the only thing I did different was I wore a sleep mask. You know, the masks that you can buy and, you put them over your eyes. That's what I did. And I did not wake up once. I got a full, uninterrupted 6 hours of sleep. And I feel okay from that. And here's Simba. I found him on a dining room chair this morning. How are you, Simba? So Simba ate half of his dinner yesterday. And then he had crunchies at crunchy time, right, Simba? And I'm assuming he also had crunchies out of the automatic feeders around 2 or 3 a.m. because they're both empty. but I would have to look at the security camera footage to verify that. I'm going to put Simba on a scale today, see what he weighs, just to get a general idea of what direction we're moving in. I'm hoping that we can continue with his very gradual weight loss. Right, Simba? You feeling okay? You feeling okay? Woo, stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Simba's official weigh-in was 2 days ago, and he's up 2 ounces right now. How you doing, Simba? Okay? So we got to work on maybe some additional exercise. Or what I'll do is I'll give him more of the weight loss crunchies. I've been mixing the weight loss crunchies into the sensitive stomach crunchies or the adult cat crunchies or the older cat crunchies for like ages 7 and up. But maybe what I'll do is I'll just do more of the weight loss crunchies. They have a little bit less calories in them. Because other than that, like Simba has not been eating too much food. Because he hasn't been eating like his full meal, like his full breakfast or his full dinner. He hasn't been eating too much of that. So what he's been eating mostly is the crunchies at night. I just gave Simba the ball in the bag toy that he could play with while I take a shower, get dressed, and get ready for my day. The cats are having canned fish for breakfast. So they tried this premium fussy cat trout and salmon. Simba ate half of this and Splash did not really want any of it. So this was not a success. And then I opened up this Fancy Feast classic pate, cod, sole, and shrimp. I figured Splash will probably eat this because he does tend to like the Fancy Feast pates. And I gave Splash the majority of this can. Then I gave Simba just a little taste of it. And they both ate this. Splash left a little bit on his plate. So I put a few crunchies on it and I'll see if he finishes it. But Simba literally licked his little plate clean. He probably only had like 1/6 of this can, just as a little taste, just to see if he would eat it. We're playing with some toys downstairs before breakfast. The cats have been flea combed. I have not found any fleas. Look at Sammy in her box. What you doing, Sammy? Now Ziggy's in the box. Hello, Ziggy. You're such a sweet girl, Ziggy. Ziggy loves playtime. Look how cute Richard is when he's playing with his toy. It's 9:17 a.m. and the cats are all eating out of their color bowls, and they're having some canned food, and they're having a little bit of dry food. And I didn't give them like a really big portion. I gave them a smaller portion than normal because they have not been eating all of their breakfast. They're just not breakfast cats. But they're all eating out of their bowls. And yesterday they had breakfast out of their bowls. But I've been giving them dinner on the paper plates just because it's easier for me to clean up at night. And then sometime during the day, what I do is I'll pick these up and then wash them. Here's Splash. He's on top of the armoire today. And here's Simba. He's under the day sofa in Boo's room. So this is where they are right now. And I'm going to shut the doors just so they have a little bit of peace and quiet this morning. And then if they want to move around later, they can move around. It is 10:06 a.m. Let's take a look at what's going on down here. I'm seeing some mostly empty bowls, which is great. Yeah, look at that. The bowls are empty. Except for Nancy's. So Nancy went upstairs and she ended up eating what was left of Splash's first plate that he did not like, so that's fine. It's 6:36 a.m. Here's Simba. Good morning, Simba. You're so cute. And here's Splashy. Good morning, Splash. You're so cute too. So I slept really good last night. It was the second night in a row that I slept really good because of a sleep mask. Just a cheap $1.25 sleep mask from the Dollar Tree. And it just completely improved my quality of sleep. Like, that's 2 nights in a row now that I have not woken up at 3 or 4 a.m. and not been able to get back to bed. So that's been amazing. The problem today was I woke up at 6 a.m. because the wind and the rain was so bad. Like, it woke me up. It was so bad. And then once I realized what was going on, I had to go outside and close my patio umbrella because I did not want the wind like blowing it away. That's happened in the past. So thankfully it wasn't pouring, but that's what's going on. And right now it actually looks like the sun might be trying to come out, like this weather might be trying to pass. But I looked at the radar and there's like another band of rain that'll be coming through, I don't know, in like an hour or so. But it would be nice if we had at least part of a sunny day today. Look at all these pom-poms. Simba and I were having some playtime last night. And Simba was laying here. And I was like back here. And I was tossing the pom-poms at him. And he was having fun with them. But then at one point I was like, I wonder what would happen if I just tried to toss the pom-poms into this bowl. So that was like my little like challenge for myself. And it was so funny because every time I would throw pom-poms in the bowl, Simba would want to like pull them out. Then after a while he got bored with that game. That's why there's so many pom-poms in the bowl. Because he's like, yeah, you could just keep throwing them in the bowl. It is 8:21 a.m. and Simba and Splash just had their breakfast. They were also brushed today. And I weighed Simba, and he's back to 19 pounds, 6 ounces, which is what he was several days ago for his weekly weigh-in. So I'd be happy if we could get that down to 19 pounds, 3 ounces by his next weekly weigh-in, because he's supposed to be losing 3 to 6 ounces a week. So I'm going to try to make sure he gets extra exercise and we stay on the same food routine. Now, he did eat his breakfast today. He ate part of his breakfast, or most of it. Neither of them would eat this fussy cat turkey and guinea fowl pate, so I'm going to give this to the lucky 7. They both enjoyed this Weruva Marbella paella with mackerel, shrimp, and mussels, now in gravy. They did not completely finish their meal. Simba ate up all the gravy, maybe a little bit of the fish also, and Splash kind of did the same thing. He ate up all the gravy, left a lot of the fish on his plate. So this was slightly successful. It's 8:25 a.m. I just came downstairs to feed the lucky 7, and the dehumidifier is off. The bucket is full. That's how humid it is because we've been getting so much rain. So I have to make sure that I put this back on because right now it's 50% humidity down here. We're trying to keep it below 50. Hello, Sammy. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Ziggy. Hello, Goldie. It is 8:53 a.m. and everyone is eating out of their breakfast bowls. Even Nancy, I don't know if you could see her, it might only be a silhouette, but she's eating out of her breakfast bowl also. So yesterday the breakfast bowls were a big success. Everyone enjoyed them. So they're getting the same thing today. They're getting a variety of canned food and they're getting a little bit of dry food. So because there are 7 of them, what I'll do is I'll open up a can of food and then divide it among the 7 bowls. And I'll give them usually like 3 different varieties of food to choose from. That way, if they don't like one of them, they could eat it off someone else's bowl or vice versa. Although the goal of using these bowls is just for them to eat their own portion and to kind of, show ownership and territory over their bowl so that, someone else doesn't eat all their food. But like yesterday, I did see several of them like finish what was left in their bowl, and then after someone had walked away from like another bowl, they went over and finished it. So we'll see what happens today. It is 12:50 p.m. I just got home, and Splash and Simba were laying on the bed together. I don't know if they were cuddled up because they didn't look like they were cuddled up. Like, how Splash always cuddles with Stella. I didn't see him cuddled with Simba, but I just saw them laying next to each other, which is a first. I've never seen them laying so close to each other on the bed like this before. Like, they were closer than this. Like, they were probably touching each other, but I walked in and then Splash moved. So I think maybe I'll put a camera facing them, and I'll see what they do. Look what I found at Whole Foods today. I had no idea that they sold these. This is cat grass. Look, and it says pet salad, fresh wheatgrass pet treat. So I was really excited. I found this near where they sell sprouts. I was looking for some fresh sprouts, like they have alfalfa sprouts, broccoli sprouts, that kind of stuff. And I saw this. I was like, wow, this is great. And it was only $5. There's Nancy. It was only $5, so it's half the price of cat grass that I buy at like Pet Goods or any of the local pet supply stores. Now, obviously, it's much smaller, but that's great that it's much smaller because it gives the cat grass more life. When you buy it already tall, it has less of a life left in it, and now it's still just starting to grow. So I'm going to put this on... I'm going to see if I could put this on the windowsill in the kitchen. That's where I normally grow cat grass. And I'm going to wait another day or two until I give it to the cat. Simba's going to love this. So as a comparison, this is what I get in the local pet stores. This is $10. And this is the size of it. It's usually like fully grown already. And as you can see, the cats have been enjoying it. And then this one is only $5. It's a little bit bigger, like wider. So there should be more grass in it. And it's only $5. And it's like fresher than this is. So hopefully, the cats will like this. This will continue to grow well, and we'll see how it goes. It is 7:42 a.m. Here's Splash and Simba. Good morning, Splash and Simba. And I looked at the security camera footage from overnight. They had their snacks. And they're pretty active overnight. Well, Splash is more active than Simba because, Simba's dealing with his leg issues. But at one point, they were both laying on the day sofa in Boo's room together. It was so cute. Then Simba got mad at Splash, and he's like, get off this. So then Splash got off. But something happened last night before I went to bed, and it reminded me so much of Stella. And first of all, I went to bed later than I wanted to last night because I'm trying to keep the cats on a set schedule where they have their breakfast around 8 a.m. Sometimes they have it 8:30, but I'm trying to, get them their breakfast within that 30-minute window, basically. So I'm trying to get myself to bed at a decent hour. And yesterday, I didn't get to bed till after midnight, and I'm trying to get to bed earlier. So what happened was I was brushing my teeth before I went to bed, and I came out of the bathroom, and Simba was waiting for me, and he was meowing at me. And immediately I was like, oh no, what's wrong, Simba? Because Simba is not one of the cats that meows a lot. Stella did not meow a lot. Boo did not meow a lot. Out of the OG4, Splash was always the one that meowed the most. So for me to hear Simba meowing like that, I was like, oh no, what's wrong, Simba? So I checked him out and everything seemed to be fine. He just wanted me to go to bed. And that's something that Stella would do. Stella would always make sure that I was moving through my day and on a set schedule. She'd be like, okay, it's time to eat now. Okay, it's time to sleep now. And she would have a way about doing things. So what happened was then I went into my bedroom and Simba, came into the bedroom, jumped on the bed and settled down like he's going to, sleep there for a while. That's exactly what Stella used to do. Exactly how she used to do it. She'd be the first to jump in the bed as I'd be getting ready for bed. She'd be like, okay, it's time for bed now. And that's exactly what Simba did. That reminded me so much of Stella. Look at Simba. He's so cute. He's so cute. Today, I actually see sunshine outside, which is phenomenal. We're supposed to have a sunny day today. So I want to spend a good amount of time outside in the sun. I got to see if I could fix the flat tire on that bicycle. I need to go for a bike ride so badly right now. And if I don't fix the tire, I'm either going to use my old bike or go for a walk. I just need to be outside in the sun for a while. I'm going to open all the windows in the house so we get plenty of fresh air in. I feel like we've just been living in wetness for a week, a straight week of rain. And now we're going to have a few days of sun. So I'm really hoping to be able to take advantage of the nice weather. There's so many things I have to do, inside the house, just cleaning and organizing and getting videos done. The hard part is balancing everything because it takes a while to do a YouTube video. For every 20 minutes that's posted on YouTube, it takes over an hour to edit it and process it and upload it and set it up and all of that. So it's very time consuming. A 1 hour video takes a good 3 to 4 hours to post. And, that adds up, especially when there's other things to do around the house. And what I've realized over the past few days is that I'm definitely not back up to full speed. Sometimes I think, oh yeah, I'm back up to full speed, but I'm not. And the reason why is because I'm spending a lot more time on self-care and just relaxing in general because I'm still in recovery mode, from the grief of Boo's passing and the grief of Stella's passing. This year has just been one thing after another. So I've been definitely spending more time just processing that. And to me, that means self-care, which means just spending more time kind of doing nothing, although it is doing something. Like I've been giving myself more time to just kind of lay on the couch or take a nap if I need to, or just kind of be good to what my body needs at the moment. Like if it's the middle of the day and my body is screaming at me to take a nap, I'm going to lay down and take a 30-minute nap, or sometimes even an hour nap. Whereas in the past, I would just do something to try to wake me up and get past that. But I'm just trying to kind of honor what my body needs to get through, this adjustment period, this time of grief, versus just trying to ignore that. So that's been setting me back as far as productivity levels go. But, life isn't always about productivity. Here's Simba. I just put him on the scale, and he is up 3 ounces from his last weigh-in. He's at 19 pounds, 9 ounces right now. So last Wednesday, he was at 19 pounds, 6 ounces. So we're going in the wrong direction, but he's not eating more than he did the previous week. Like, I have his serving sizes set the same. So what I might need to do is just reduce them a little bit. So for crunchies at night, like last night, he got the weight loss crunchies, and he got a tablespoon and a half as a snack. And then at like 3 o'clock in the morning, he got another tablespoon, unless he's eating splashes also, in which case he had 2 tablespoons. So I might need to work on cutting some of that back, and maybe I would say cutting back his wet food, but he hasn't been eating all of his wet food. Yesterday for dinner, he ate almost all of his wet food, but for breakfast, he only ate half of it. I'm going to have to work on getting more exercise into him. That's what I'm going to have to do. But like yesterday, he really didn't feel like running around. I need to figure out ways to get him exercise without having him run around. This is what the cat grass from Whole Foods looks like today. You can see that it's a lot bigger than it was yesterday. And Simba found it immediately. I just literally took it off the kitchen windowsill and brought it here to show you. And Simba jumped down from the cat tower. So it's very different. This wheatgrass from Whole Foods looks a lot more like the wheatgrass that I grow here. This other pet grass, I don't know, it seems to just be different, maybe because it grows more. You want the fresh. The one from Whole Foods comes with a nice tag. It says fresh greens are not only necessary for people, pets need them too. Pet salads, sweet blades of grass provides your pet with vitamins, minerals, enzymes, and chlorophyll. Cats will choose pet salad over houseplants every time. I've been telling people this for the longest time, and I'm glad this company also understands that. How to care for your pet salad. Upon getting home, water your pet salad and place it near your pet's food dish. Most likely, your pet will nibble on the grass throughout the week. Replace with the fresh pet salad weekly. Although your pet salad will continue to grow if watered. It loses its chlorophyll and yellows within 1 week's time, at which point the nutritional value greatly diminishes. So this is validation for me because that's what we've been on. We've been on a weekly schedule with the pet grass from the pet stores. Because, this is now a week old and this is how it looks. I do find that I get longer life out of the homegrown pet grass. So maybe I will get longer life out of this one. But for, $5 versus $10, it's a much better deal to buy one of these weekly than to buy one of these weekly, even though, there's 52 weeks in a year. So $10 a week is $520 a year. And, the big scheme of things, it's not a whole lot of money. But $5 a week for 52 weeks, that's like $260. So, it's half the price of this. And if Simba likes it and it's fresher, then why not? I forgot to mention another thing that happened last night. So I put the Calming Comfort Pro in everyone's dinner. I just mixed it into the homemade raw cat food. Not a lot. I did not give everyone like a full dose. I gave like I don't know, a quarter dose. When I take the theanine candy to relax me, I only take one candy, and the serving size is an entire bag. But I find that just one candy is enough for me to notice a difference. So with that Calming Comfort Pro, which has the theanine in it, it also has tryptophan and magnesium, like all relaxing supplements for the cats. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to try them on a partial dose and see if it makes a difference. So last night, I think I noticed a difference with several cats. Simba, for example, was just like lounging about, super comfortable. But Splash was running around the house chasing pom-poms. And that's really not like Splash a lot of the times, but maybe he felt more comfortable and just more relaxed that he could do that. Usually when he does that, it's like when I'm sleeping and the whole house is quiet. But he was doing it like last night, like around 10 p.m. So that was different. And the other difference was that Sammy, Nancy, and Ziggy all wanted to come up here last night and hang out with Splash and Simba. And Ziggy usually doesn't want to do that, but she even pestered at the door and she wanted to come up. So Nancy came up, Sammy came up, and Simba was not too happy with them. He was kind of like growling and hissing for a little bit. But then what happened is Nancy went in my room, I shut the door. Sammy went in Pooh's room, I shut the door. And then Goldie, I don't know, her tail got all big. I don't know if she was messing with Splash or Splash was messing with her. But then I was like, Goldie, just, you shouldn't go downstairs because I don't want any problems here. I was trying to clean the kitchen at the time. Like it was after 11 p.m. So Goldie went downstairs. But I'm thinking that could have been, different behavior based on the calming supplement. So I have to try to put it in their breakfast today. Again, they don't get a lot. They just get a little bit. And it's not like it's a Valium or anything. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's just some natural amino acids and minerals that just help to like take an edge off. That's the best way I can describe it. Like with the theanine candies, hey Simba, with the theanine candies that I've been eating, I haven't been eating them much recently, as much as I was a few weeks ago when I was really going through a lot of stress. But in times of stress, if I eat one of those candies, they just really help to take the edge off. And it doesn't affect like mental function. It doesn't affect physical function, nothing like that. It's like taking a deep, relaxing breath. That's the only way I could describe it. It's like if your body's like really tense and you just want to take a deep, relaxing breath, it's kind of like a way of doing that. It is 8:30 a.m. Simba got brushed and Simba got combed. And we've been playing with the stick under this piece of felt. This is a good game for Simba because he likes hunting things like this and he doesn't have to run around on his legs. I'm not saying it's, bad for him to walk around, but if it's difficult or if it's causing him pain, then I'm not going to encourage that. But he's still jumping on top of cat towers and jumping on the bed and stuff like that. So he is getting, movement out of it. But if I could play with him in a way that's more gentle on his knee, then I would do that. It's like when I had a knee problem a few years ago. So during COVID, I had done something to my knee. It was my left knee. And it took a long time to heal that knee. I mean, we're talking maybe like a year and a half before the pain went away. And nowadays, it's very rare that I have pain in that knee, but sometimes I do. But I remember when it was at its most painful, like anytime I moved my leg, I would have knee pain. But it would move around. Sometimes it would be behind the knee, sometimes on the side of the knee. It would be like, a transient pain. So what I had to do was I had to stop like walking and hiking as much and definitely stop running. I wasn't doing much running to begin with. But then I had to move to cycling, like bicycling, which is great for the knee. I think that really helped heal it. And then sometimes I'd go to the gym and use an elliptical, which was okay on the knee also. So we just have to find ways for Simba. Right, Simba? You gonna eat your breakfast? It's breakfast time, Simba. We want to stay on our schedule, okay? Want to stay on our schedule? This is a toy with the squeaker mouse on the end of it. Boo loved any kind of toys that made squeaky noises like that. Okay, let's go eat, Simba. Let's go eat so we can stay on our schedule, okay? For breakfast today, Splash and Simba are having this Waruva Grandma's chicken soup. And this is what Simba did. He licked the juice and he left all the chicken. And now he's licking up all of the juice that was in Splash's bowl. Splash wants nothing to do with this food. So once Simba's done licking up what he wants, I'm going to open another can and see if the cats will eat what's in that can. This is the can, and it is a bit of a disappointment with Splash and Simba, but the nice thing about having multiple cats is that whatever they don't eat, I am then going to give to the lucky seven, see if they'll eat it. And if they don't eat it, I put it outside for Cousin Oliver. Usually he eats it, but sometimes if even he doesn't eat it, someone else will come around and eat it. The second can the cats are having is this Earthborn Holistic Monterey Medley, skipjack, tuna, and grilled mackerel dinner in gravy. They usually like this, although it could be hit and miss. Here's Simba. He ate a little bit of the food, and I just topped it with a few crunchies to see if he'll eat more. But he doesn't seem too interested in it. And here's Splash. He came up here on top of the armoire, so I gave him the rest of his food. He ate a portion of it also. He did not finish it. So I'll let them have their bowls for, I don't know, another 20 or 30 minutes to see if they want to eat more. If not, then I'll just take them away, and then they'll have a snack around 2 p.m. But I should say that it is no longer sunny out, and it's also really cold. It's only about 55 degrees, so now the weather is not turning out to be as nice as I thought it would be today. It is 6 p.m. Here's Simba. He's been taking a nap on the bed today. I give him his cat grass. The cat grass looks like it grew taller than it was this morning. So today was a complete disappointment. We had like 5 minutes of sunshine in the morning, and it's been cold and cloudy and gray all day. Like horrible. I don't even think it got up to 60 degrees today. It was just in the 50s all day. And it's just been cloudy all day. We were supposed to have a mostly sunny day today. So this is really, really disappointing. Right, Simba? Simba's not happy about it. It's 6:39 p.m. and I'm trying to sit down and eat a bowl of soup because, like, I'm hungry. And there's, like, this beeping noise going on. And I'm like, where's it coming from? Well, it's coming from outside. So I just went outside, and it seems like it's coming from my neighbor's house. And it sounds like it's like a smoke alarm or something. But they have their windows open, and there's like a car in the driveway, and the car's open too. So I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know why they don't shut it off. Oh, I think they just shut it off. There's Goldie and Eva. All the cats are getting ready for their dinner. Sometimes they eat between 7 and 8 p.m., so that's why. Hey, Sammy, your big video debuted today. Your big video of when you came home. That debuted today, Sammy. Everyone is so happy. They're so happy that you're home. Yeah, they're so happy for you. It's 7:30 p.m. Look at Splash. He's laying with the cat grass. He's so cute. It sounds like one of my neighbors is cutting their lawn. So it stopped raining, and it looks like the sun's trying to come out. It's already 7:30 p.m. and it's still cold out. How you doing, Splashy? I'm making their dinner right now. How you doing, Splash? You okay? You a good boy? You like the cat grass, Splash? It's 9:39 p.m. and here's Simba. He's having a tablespoon of crunchies. And guess who's eating crunchies with him? It's Nancy. Here's Nancy. And there's Simba. Now, Splash did not want to eat with Nancy. Splash is eating in the dining room. Good job, Simba. Here you go, buddy. You want the rest of your dinner? You got a little bit of your dinner left, Simba. Want to eat the rest of your dinner? You're okay. Here, finish that. You could finish it. No one's looking at you. Nobody's looking at you. Good job, Nancy. Good job, Nancy. It is about 5 minutes later, and here's Simba. He's under my bed. The reason why is because Nancy ambushed him. So he was laying on the play rug. He moved back a few feet after he ate his crunchies. And Nancy was still underneath the end table. And they were getting along. I was playing with Simba. And I was giving Nancy some toys also. I thought they were going to just have a nice playtime together. And then Simba started like growling at Nancy. He's like looking at her and growling. I'm like, it's okay, Simba. You just want to play. Well, the next thing I know, Nancy lunges at him and chases him out of the room, at which point I was yelling for them to stop it. And I got up and Nancy went into the kitchen because she knows she did something wrong. She was going to go downstairs. And Simba came here, ran under the bed. So this is, not nice for Nancy to do something like that. And I was like literally sitting between them. And maybe Simba saw or sensed that Nancy was going to do something, which is why he started growling at her. But to me, she gave no indication. But then again, I was looking at Simba at the time. And Simba was looking at Nancy. So Nancy's going to have to learn how to behave, right, Simba? You okay? Now, all the cats got the calming supplement in their dinner. Simba only ate half of his portion. I don't even know if Nancy ate any of her portion. So I got to figure out a way to make sure that Nancy gets that calming supplement. You're right, Simba? You're okay. You could come out. You could come out, Simba. You want more crunchy? Want more crunchy? You could come out, have more crunchy. Here's Simba. He came right out from under the bed when I gave him a little bit more crunchies in his crunchy cup. Then he went to see if Nancy left any crunchies where she was eating. So now he's going to settle in. I am going to go downstairs and put my laundry in the dryer. I have laundry in the washing machine right now. And then I am going to relax with Simba for a little while. Maybe we'll have some playtime here. Hopefully we'll have some playtime. It's about 8:30 a.m. right now. Here's Splash and Simba. And this is their breakfast. These are 2 cans of Fussy Cat, 2 of the little 3-ounce cans. They have half a can of sardines, half a can of chicken. I think it's sardines and gravy, chicken and gravy. And they have some freeze-dried chicken on top. Nobody wants to eat these. So I'm going to have to put these aside for the Lucky 7. These are the cans. It's the Fine Dining Pâté from Fussy Cat. And this is the other can of the Fine Dining Pâté. And these are all the brands that the vet suggested I try for Simba because these are good foods for weight loss. But so far, the cats have not been really liking much of them. So I'm going to try a different can. Well, he didn't tell me to try the Friskies or the Earthborn Holistic. I just bought that because I know like some of the cats like that. What do we have here? Waruva, green eggs, and chicken. Based on the fact that they did not like the Waruva chicken yesterday, I'm not going to give this to them today. Polynesian barbecue with grilled red big eye now and gravy. I'll try this one. This is the Polynesian barbecue. It is so soupy, like it's all liquid, so I had to put it in their little bowls. Hopefully they'll eat it because the other day they just licked up all the liquid, so we'll see what happens. So this is what Simba did. He drank up most of the gravy. And this is what Splash did. He ate a little bit more than Simba did. So I'll leave this here for him and go feed the Lucky 7 and then come back and collect the plates. It's 9:26 a.m. and look at this. Simba finished his meal. Here's Simba. He's in a cat bed on top of the armoire. And what I do is I just put the food bowl up here, whether it's him or Splash or whoever's up here, and I give them a little time to eat it, and he ate it. Good job, Simba. Here's Ringo, Richard, and Sammy by the open window in Boo's room. So what I've realized is that breakfast is like a 3-stage process because what happens is I feed food to Splash and Simba first. And if they don't like their food, if they don't eat it, then it gets fed to the Lucky 7. And if they don't like their food and whatever they don't eat, then it gets fed to Cousin Oliver outside. So nothing goes to waste. It's 1:23 p.m. and this is Ox. He was just walking across the patio and he has like straw on his back. So I wonder if he's been sleeping in the shelter that's full of straw because he literally looked like he just woke up and he's like walking across the patio and now he's eating some food that I put out for him this morning. But it's just so funny that he has all that straw on his back because I know he was not like rolling around in the straw that's outside of the doghouse shelter. Like someone pulled a bunch of straw out of it, but that's where he was coming from when he was walking across the patio. So what he has on that plate is a bunch of leftover food from the Lucky Seven, like whatever they didn't eat, I put on his plate. And there was actually even more, so I put that in the refrigerator for him to have later or for someone else to eat later. What's happening is now that the weather's getting warmer, if the food stays outside, it's like attracting flies. And one of the flies got inside today, and Sammy and Ziggy had a really fun time hunting it. I don't know if it's still alive or what they did with it, but they were definitely hunting it for a while. How you doing, Sammy? How you doing, Sammy? And here's Splash. He's laying on the bed. Let me tell you what happened with Splash. So I came in here maybe like an hour ago, and Splash was laying on the bed like this, but he was facing like the other direction. So I laid down next to him, and he did not run. He did not jump off the bed. He let me lay down next to him, and then he let me pet him, and I brushed him for quite a while, and then he let me lay down with him again. But then after a while, he moved. But I just wanted to document that because I think Splash is starting to warm up to me a little bit more. You know, he doesn't have Stella to lay with anymore, and he doesn't have Boo to boss him around. So now maybe he's starting to, you know, come into his own a little bit. Right, Splash? It's 6:30 p.m. This is Ringo, Sammy, and Richard, and they're watching Cousin Oliver eat some dinner outside. I was going downstairs, I looked out the back door, and I saw he was looking for food on his breakfast plate. There's like nothing left on it. So I just give him some canned food and a little bit of dry food. He's eating it, and he has an audience. And look at what's going on here. Here's Splash is laying in the sun on the bed. And there's Simba. Simba's laying on the bed also. And I took a nap with the two of them just a little while ago. I was doing some work outside, and I came in and I had like a headache and I just didn't feel good. Like, it's just been a very frustrating day. And now if I keep both of the windows open in this room, as you can see, the room gets like really late afternoon sunshine. The sun is shining in through one of the windows right now. But I always used to keep the blinds down on that window. But now if I keep the blinds open and the curtains open, all the sunshine pours in. So I laid down on the bed with the two of them, and Splash did not run. It was the first time ever that I took a nap on this bed with Simba and Splash. So I'm wondering if the calming supplement is really working with Splash, even though he hasn't had it today, like he had it last night, but maybe it's helping him. And here's Simba. Hey, Simba. It is 7:41 a.m. Here's Simba. I just gave him some packing paper to play with. Now he's taking a little bit of a bath over here. So Simba jumped on my bed this morning exactly like Stella used to do. It's like once he realized I was awake, he jumped on my bed, and then he wanted pets. And then I gave him 3 of the little dried sardines. I also weighed him this morning, and he's back at his weigh-in weight last week. Now, tomorrow's his weigh-in date, but we're going to try to maintain where he's at today. Hopefully, maybe he'll even go down 2 ounces, because when I put him on the scale this morning, he was kind of fluctuating between like 4 ounces and 6 ounces. And the scale that I have goes by every 2 ounces. Like, there's no 5 ounces. It's like 4, 6, 8, 10. So I'm going to just try to keep him on exactly what he had yesterday. He only ate a little bit more than half of his dinner. And then for crunchy time, they only had 1 tablespoon of crunchies. I've been giving them like 1.5 tablespoons of crunchies. He heard the word crunchies. And then in the feeder, I've just been giving them like half a tablespoon in each compartment. So we're going to try that again and see how that works and make sure that he has playtime, which is why I gave him, this paper to play with. Something that's a little bit different. Now this morning, he's been jumping by the window in Boo's room. He's been walking around. He's still limping. He's still getting the Cosequin and the other supplement. For breakfast today, Splash and Simba are having 2 different types of fussy cat. One is chicken with egg in gravy. The other is chicken with liver in gravy. I just want to see like what they'll eat. Hopefully they'll eat some of the chicken and not just lick up the gravy. Splash seems to be eating some of the chicken right now. And here's Simba. He's eating in the doorway. Simba's probably just going to lick up the gravy. I did put a little bit of freeze-dried chicken on top just to kind of entice them to eat the food. Hopefully Simba will eat some of the chicken. If they just eat like half of what's on their plate, that's good. This is the can. It's the Fussy Cat Gold chicken with egg formula and gravy. And this one's Fussy Cat Gold chicken with chicken liver and pumpkin soup. Each one of these cans only has 56 calories. So if I fed a whole can to each cat, it would be 56 calories. They're getting a half can each, so it's still 56 calories. That's if they eat everything that's on their plate. Here's Splash's plate. It looks like he enjoyed his meal. He ate almost the whole thing. So Simba ended up eating most of this can. This is Waruva Meows and Holler Pyramid. Chicken and shrimp dinner in a hydrating puree. The consistency of their hydrating purees are really weird. I added a little water to it and just kind of smashed it up. So it was more of like a typical pate because it's kind of really gummy otherwise. But if I put a little freeze-dried chicken on top, Simba ended up eating probably 2/3 of this. And this one has 62 calories per can. The vet said don't worry about calories, but I'm just documenting this. This ball in a bag toy has been really great to keep the Lucky 7 kind of preoccupied and entertained while I'm trying to do other things upstairs, which is great. So I just came downstairs. And everyone down here is getting their breakfast now. They're also getting brushed and combed. I just brushed Nancy. I got so much hair off of her. Like she is shedding like crazy. There's like 3 big lumps of hair in here. How you doing, Ziggy? Ziggy's like, how come I didn't get brushed that much? It's 1:20 p.m. I've been sitting here working on my computer. And look what's going on. So that's Richard on the left, Nancy on the right. And then over here we have Sammy on the left and Ziggy on the right. This has become a very recent routine for them. So as I'm sitting at my dining room table, which is basically my desk, I'm surrounded by 4 cats right now. These 2 and these 2. It is 6:40 p.m. and look at Splash. He's laying on the bed in the afternoon sun. Like the sun is almost starting to set and he's just enjoying it. And here's Simba. Simba was on top of the cat tower. He just jumped down when he saw me come in. They have relaxing harp music on for them right now, so I'm kind of talking over the music, so hopefully it won't be heard on the video. I just shut it off. Simba's enjoying some sunshine also. I'm going to try to go outside and see if I could finally fix the flat tire on my new bicycle because I really, really want to go for a bike ride with it. Yesterday, I went for a bike ride on my old bicycle. I took it out of the garage and I had to check it over and the brakes needed to be adjusted. So I did that and then I took it for a ride and now the gears are not working. They're not working properly. Like it won't go to like the lowest gears and I don't know what I need to do there, but just riding it is nowhere near as enjoyable as riding the new one because the older one is like a mountain bike and like you're more hunched over on it. It's just not comfortable, but I really like the new one. So I'm really hoping I could get this flat tire repaired. I bought a new tube for it. So maybe I just don't patch the old one. I'll just put a new tube in and then hopefully it won't be anything major and I'll be able to just get it working again. Let me show you what else I got today. I'm so excited about this and I hope it works great because I know Simba will love this if it does. I got this from Five Below. It was $4. This is a Possum Poms cat toy launcher. This is Nancy. Hello, Nancy. And what this is it's like a little gun and then it comes with the pom-poms that Simba loves. And supposedly this will launch the pom-poms. So we've been using the T-Rex launcher for the past few days. Look at this, I got an audience now. What I was saying is that we've been using this T-Rex launcher the past few days, and it comes with 10 of these yellow, these are like foam balls, they're like a firm foam ball, and you put them here in the mouth, and then these launch across the room, and then these launch across the room. Simba's been loving that. So when I saw this today, I was like, wow, this would be great, because this will not launch a pom-pom. And I have lots of pom-poms. I only have 10 of these, and every day I feel like I have one less because I don't even know where the 10 of them are right now. I have to kind of go on a scavenger hunt for those. But anyway, with this, we're really excited to see how this works, and I really think Simba will like it. I actually bought 2 of these just to have an extra one, and if they're really good and he does like it, I might go buy more. They also had this, which I thought would be cute to try. This was only $5. It says cat pool and floating toy set. And it says it includes 3 floating toys. Now, I have no idea how big this cat pool is. The like kiddie pool that I have for the cats is pretty large. So this might be a better size for them. They also have like a round plastic tub that sometimes like I'll put some water and some toys in for them like in the summer, or that's the one I'll put some snow in the winter. So I don't know how big this one is. I'm not going to open it right now, but I'm going to definitely give this a try in the future. It is 7:36 p.m. I just came inside. Look at Simba. He's like all stretched out on the bed, right? And there's Splash. So Splash is all stretched out on that side, and Simba's all stretched out on this side. I've never seen them do this before, like just lay in the bed all stretched out together. They look so happy. I was gonna tell the Lucky 7 to go downstairs and then open the door and let these guys out, but they're just really happy. Simba's smelling the grease probably. I have grease on my hands from the bicycle. How you doing, Simba? You okay? So this is how far I got. I got the wheel off the bike. I got the tire off the rim. I got the old tube out. I found like not really a hole, almost like a tear in it. It was not a puncture from outside, but it was like along the rim on the inside. Now I have the new tube on the rim. Now I have to put the tire back onto the rim and then put the wheel back on the bike. So honestly, I've gotten farther than I thought I would have gotten so far. And if I could get the tire back on the rim, I'd be happy. And if I could get the wheel back on the bike, I'd be super, super happy. Mission accomplished. I got the tire back on the rim. I got the wheel back on the bike. The only thing I need to do tomorrow is adjust this rear brake. And hopefully we are back in business. It is 8 a.m. and here's Simba. He is on the scale, which is underneath the cat tower. This is how I weigh the cats. And today he weighs 19 pounds and 6 ounces. And that is exactly what he weighed a week ago today for his first official weekly weigh-in. So we've gone through the second week and he has not lost any weight over the second week. He has also not gained any weight over the second week. So he's stable. Maybe he hit a plateau. I don't know. So we're going to see what kind of changes we can make for the second week. Maybe I could start giving him more wet food or liquid food in place of dry treats or crunchies. He's only getting a tablespoon of dry crunchies at night. And then in the automatic feeders at like 3 a.m., he's getting another tablespoon of crunchies. So that's 2 tablespoons of dry food. And he's getting 2 wet meals a day. He's been on like canned food for breakfast and raw food for dinner. So maybe I could adjust that a little bit. Maybe I could cut that back a little bit. He's also getting an afternoon snack. In the afternoon, sometimes he gets a squeeze up along with some treats or one of those spoons, like the spoon treats. He really likes those. He actually had one of those this morning with his Cosequin in it. So I was able to get that inside of him. And of course, he's been getting the freeze-dried chicken sprinkled on top of his food. So at least now, it's been 2 weeks and we are back on a routine, which is great because while we've been going through all of the upheaval with Stella's passing, with Sammy being missing, with Sammy going to the vet, with Simba going to the vet because, he was vomiting. He has not vomited over the past week. And then with Boo going to the vet and then Boo's passing, there's been a very tumultuous 3 months in this house. So now, thankfully, for 2 weeks, we're back on a routine, and that's good. So now this week, I'll just see how I need to adjust it so that Simba can lose 3 to 6 ounces a week. The first week, he lost 5 ounces. The second week, he lost 0 ounces. So we're averaging 2.5 ounces a week right now, which is a little bit below what we want. It's 8:30 a.m. and I'm having some playtime with Splash and Simba. And this is the pom-pom shooter that I got at Five Below yesterday. These are so awesome. I was playing with Simba last night. We had a great time. And we're playing today. There's Simba. He just jumped down from the cat tower. I was going to show you how these shoot, but he just jumped down. Okay, I'll figure out how to show you anyway. This pom-pom shooter is ready to shoot because this piece is sticking out. So watch what happens if I pull the trigger. Oh, it just shot a pom-pom. I didn't realize there's a pom-pom in it. So the thing in the middle of the barrel there, that's what shoots the pom-pom. And to load this, what you have to do is you have to pull this out. So you see how this piece pulls out? And now the piece in the barrel goes in there. So this is where you put a pom-pom. And it does not have to be the pom-poms that came with the toy. It could be any pom-pom that fits. So this is one of the pom-poms that we've had. And you just put it in there like that. That's it. That's all you have to do. And now there's pom-poms and toys all over because, you know, we're having playtime right now. What you do is you never aim this at a cat. I would never aim it at a cat, but aim it somewhere where you want the cat to run, or I'll show you what else Simba likes. So right now, I'll just show you how it shoots. See how it shot the pom-pom? It doesn't shoot it too hard or anything. Shoots it kind of easy, to keep the cats interested. Let me show you another way that Simba enjoys playing with it. Because of his leg issue right now, he doesn't want to run around too much. So what I've been doing is I've been shooting them at the ceiling, and then they've been coming down near Simba, and he enjoys that also. See how he likes to catch it and bounce it around? I don't know if the camera caught that. I'll do it again. Good? Okay, let's do that again, Simba. I don't push the pom-pom in too far because sometimes if you push it too far, it doesn't shoot very well. Then I aim it at the ceiling. And then it comes down and it bounces near Simba and he goes after it. Right, Simba? I mean, there's pom-poms all over the place right now. Splash is not too crazy about this game. At night, Splash likes to chase some pom-poms around the house. And sometimes he really likes this toy. Splash tends to like this cat charmer toy, although I don't think he's in a playing mood right now. I think he's just hungry. They want to have their breakfast. Now Simba's eating some grass. So this grass is doing really good. This is the grass from Whole Foods, and it's still nice and healthy. I've watered it like 2 or 3 times. And I really like how the container that it's grown in is transparent. So you can see, as far as like how much water you're putting in. It does have holes on the bottom, but it's nice to have that transparency. And Simba really loves this. And I think it's a lot fresher than the cat grass that you can buy in the pet stores. This is the one from the pet store, and it's almost 2 weeks old. It's time to be tossed. So this is going to go in the garbage. There's Splash. How you doing, Splash? You okay? For breakfast today, Splash and Simba are trying this Waruva Mac and Jack with mackerel and grilled skipjack now in gravy. I'm hoping that they like this. They do tend to like the Waruva fish-based food better than the chicken-based food, so we'll see how well they eat this. Here's Simba. And this is his mac and jack. He took a few bites of it, basically to eat some of the toppings that I put on it, and he doesn't like it. And this is Splash's bowl, and he ate less than Simba ate, so we're going to try again with something else. Simba is having some of the reconstituted freeze-dried raw bites, which he tends to like, and Splash is getting some Fancy Feast chicken pate. It's 10 a.m. Look at these 3. That's Richard, Sammy, and Ringo. There's Sammy and Richard. There are landscapers across the street right now, so I guess the town hires a landscaping company to take care of like the wooded area and the grass in front of the woods. There's probably like, I don't know, 10, 12 feet of grass before like all the wood start, so that's what they're trimming up right now. It is 8:15 p.m. There's Simba and Splash. Simba wants to jump on the bed. Good job, Simba. Good job. So I just got back like 5 minutes ago from a bike ride. I'm very happy to report that my bicycle seems to be working again. After I fixed it, I adjusted the brakes today and I took it for a ride, and I was just gonna go like just really slow, maybe do a mile. Then I was like, I'll do 2 miles. And then it just felt so good. It felt so good. I ended up doing 8 miles. And I just went really slow. So it took me like an hour and 5 minutes. And I would still be riding right now. Like I could have kept going. That's how good it felt. Like it felt so good. But then I looked at the time and it was like 8 o'clock. So I was like, I'm trying to keep the cats on a schedule. So I need to come home and get them fed. I just put the Lucky 7 downstairs except for Sammy. She's still in the dining room. I opened up all the windows and I'm going to get dinner ready for the cats. But I realized something this afternoon, and I'm wondering if like Simba and Splash feel the same way, because it kind of feels like Stella and Boo like are coming back. Like it feels like they just left for a while and they're going to be back, even though I know that's not the case. They're never coming back. But for some reason, it feels like, you know, they've left us for a while and it just feels like they're going to be coming back, but they're not going to be coming back. And when I say that, I don't mean that I think that they're going to be coming back like reincarnated in other animals or something. I don't think that at all. I think the finality of it is just hard to grasp. You know, with Splash and Simba, maybe they're the ones that are thinking that Stella and Boo are going to come back. I don't know. I just feel bad for them not having Stella and Boo. And I really hope that they can become better friends with at least a few members of the Lucky 7. Like Sammy's up here now and I could hear Simba growling at her in the other room. Not much, just like a little bit growling. But I really hope that they can somehow become more of a part of that group. Like today, I opened the door to this room and I was like, okay, I'll let some of them in so they can mingle. And Simba was here on top of the cat tower where Splash is now, and Splash was on top of the armoire. And Nancy came in for a while, and she sat here on the corner of the bed, and Simba was actually up here sleeping, and she was just so intensely watching him. But then eventually she left the room. And then Richard came in for a while. He was underneath the bed. And then Simba went under the bed, and then I heard like growling under the bed. I know Simba was growling at Richard, and he has every right to growl at Richard because Richard has jumped on him several times. But then Richard eventually left the room. So I think it's going to be a slow process, and I feel like we're kind of starting over with that because Boo and Stella are not here, and the dynamic has completely changed. You know, when Boo and Stella were here, they were very protective of Splash and Simba. And like the 4 of them were a really tight unit. And now that Boo and Stella are not here, I think Splash and Simba feel more exposed when it comes to the other cats. And they're still trying to find their footing with regards to that. Another thing that I've realized is, you know, when mealtime comes around, Stella and Boo were always the first ones to eat. Like I would serve all the cats exactly the same time. And they were the first 2 to always just start eating immediately. And Simba and Splash would like look at them and just follow what they were doing. So maybe, you know, that's an issue that we're seeing at mealtime. Another thing is like at crunchy time, I always had to give them crunchies in a certain order. And that was Boo first, Stella second, then Simba, then Splash. So even then, even when it was snack time, Boo and Stella, you know, started eating a few seconds before Simba and Splash did. They're adjusting to that also. I mean, there's a lot of adjustment going on for the two of them. I think it's more of an adjustment when you have more cats versus, if you only have like 2 cats, for example, because there's not as many interpersonal relationships. Like the fewer cats you have, the fewer interpersonal relationships there are between them because you don't have as many cats. And when you have like a family of 4, they have their interpersonal relationships, they have like their little hierarchy and stuff like that. So it's more of an adjustment for them. It is 7:36 a.m. Good morning, Simba. How are you? So Simba threw up this morning. It ends up he threw up a bunch of cat grass. Last night I decided to do something a little bit different with these automatic feeders. On the left-hand side, I put half of a Sheba Perfect Portions, or you could say a quarter of a Sheba Perfect Portions, because with Sheba Perfect Portions, you usually get like the 2 halves with them. So I opened 1 half and then I cut that in half. So they got like a little snack. And then on the right-hand side, they got their typical half tablespoon of crunchies. They also got a little more than a tablespoon of crunchies last night. So this morning, Simba must have ate a bunch of cat grass and then puked it up. But at least I know why he puked it up, because he ate a lot of cat grass. Maybe it's because he wasn't happy that he didn't get enough crunchies in the feeders last night. I don't know. I got an email this morning randomly telling me that CR Barboni has passed away. And I am trying to verify that information right now. I'm hoping it's not true, but there's a very good chance that it is true. In which case, that's like really sad news to hear, because CR was such a big part of this channel with regards to his presence in the comment section and also during the live streams. CR Barboni was a founding member of the Boo Crew. He's been supporting this channel since practically the very beginning. I would have to go back and look through the comments to see how far his comments go back. But I know at least through 2017, through the Boo Day videos, he's been with this channel. So it's a great loss for us to lose CR. And I hope it's not true. But if it does end up being true, everyone out there who is friends with him online, you have my deepest sympathies and condolences, because I already feel the loss. Like, I definitely am missing him already. And I just got the news an hour ago. So I'm definitely sorry to be the bearer of this bad news. It's 7:52 a.m. I just put Simba on the scale and I opened the window for him. He's currently weighing 19 pounds and 4 ounces, which is 2 ounces less than yesterday, which technically could only be an ounce less than yesterday because the scale only goes by every 2 ounces. It goes 4, 6, 8. So at least we are moving in the right direction. But he could be a little bit lighter because, he has an empty stomach. He just threw up. But he just ate like one of those delectable spoons with a little bit of freeze-dried chicken in it. It is 9 a.m. and I'm here with Simba. He's laying in my bed. We're having a bad air quality day. And it's also supposed to be in the high 80s today. So I have the AC on and all the windows are shut. So the cats are not too happy about that. They don't like it when all the windows are shut. But when I woke up today, like, it was really hot in the house. And also, like, the air quality was just really bad because of the wildfires in Canada. So that's why I have the windows shut, the AC on, and we're monitoring the air quality. What I have here are some foam practice golf balls. I picked these up at Five Below the other day. When I saw these, I was like, I think Simba would enjoy playing with these. And it was a pack of 12 for $5. It wasn't too bad. So I'm going to open this up and see if he'd like to play with some. Look, Simba, look. It's a golf ball. These are really super lightweight. They're firm, but they are squishy. Simba likes any kind of balls, any kind of pom-poms or balls. Well, I shouldn't say any kind. He doesn't really like the kind that have bells in them, but he should enjoy these. I'll leave him with 2 of these. I just put 2 of these balls here in the play rug area. There's Ziggy eating what's left over of one of Simba's treats this morning. There's some pom-poms left over from playtime last night. I picked up all of like the packing paper that was on the rug. I threw that out. Here's Ringo. He's hanging out by the window. He wishes that I would open the window, but we're not opening the windows today. It is 9:25 a.m. I just put some food outside for Cousin Oliver. I saw he was laying on one of the patio chairs. I actually just got pretty close to him. I was within, I don't know, like 2 feet of him. He was hissing at me and just like looking at me. I was so tempted to get like a shower brush and see if I could brush him with it, but I'm not going to press my luck or anything. It's garbage day today. I could hear the garbage trucks picking up. I don't know if it's the recycling trucks or what, but I'd really like to go for a bike ride this morning, but I can't do that on garbage day because there's too much garbage. Everyone has their garbage out. The roads just smell really bad. So like last night, I wanted to go for another bike ride in the evening because, it stays light so long now, but I couldn't do it because of the garbage situation. So I'm going to have to figure out my weekly routine and schedule. Here's Sammy. How you doing, Sammy? She likes watching Cousin Oliver. I placed a Whole Foods order today, which should be arriving sometime between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. And it was super convenient last week. And I did not think I was going to place another order this week, but then I woke up today and I was like, yeah, there's a bunch of stuff I could use. So I'm getting mostly like fruit and juice and some salad, veggies, that kind of stuff. So that'll be good, right, Sammy? I have to make some homemade raw food for the cats. I bought chicken the other day, like 2 days ago, and I should have made the raw food yesterday, but I totally forgot, so I need to do that today. Look what we just got. We just got some fresh cat grass from Whole Foods, and it just arrived. It got here really quick. This is the difference between me buying this and like another shopper buying it. Like I would know to look for one that's shorter than this. Like this is really tall, but I would have purchased one that was like half the height of it because I know it's going to grow really fast. So if I do order this again for delivery, I'll definitely have to make a note of that. Okay, enjoy, Simba, enjoy. It is 8:21 and we are now at a point where all I do is walk around the house and tell everyone that it's time to go downstairs to eat dinner, and they all go downstairs to eat dinner. Here's Nancy. And there's Goldie. Goldie was on top of a cat tower in the dining room today. It was the first time ever that I saw her do that. It is 8:45 a.m. Here's Simba. He's on top of the bunk bed. He's been spending more time on the bunk bed recently. He says he's very comfortable there. So we are going to have another gray and cloudy, even rainy day today, which I'm not happy about. But it is what it is. And I just checked the weather forecast. The entire weekend is supposed to be like this. So not fun. We have not had one nice weekend in so long. And I would really like to enjoy this summer. So I'm hoping to get some stuff done around the house today. I'm still catching up with stuff. I'm trying to catch up with videos. And I need to catch up with like cleaning and organizing stuff in the house. Right, Simba? I didn't get to bed till way late yesterday. I don't know why. I set an alarm on my watch at like, I think 9:30. So it would let me know, okay, wind everything down, start getting ready for bed. But it didn't really work because then I went into the living room and I saw Simba. He was hanging out with a lot of the pom-poms and I was like, oh, you want to play, Simba? So we played for a while. And then I just got involved with some other stuff and I didn't get to bed till like after midnight. Right, Simba? Right, Simba? And Simba is still doing the thing where he lays on my bed at night. When I'm going to sleep, Simba jumps on the bed. And then once I'm asleep, he leaves. Also, I should mention that Simba got weighed this morning. He weighed 19 pounds and 2 ounces, so we're going in a good direction. Right, Simba? It's really important when doing any kind of weight loss to make sure that when you're doing your weigh-in, it's at the same time every day. So, definitely don't do a weigh-in in the morning and then the next weigh-in at night or in the afternoon. It has to be pretty much the same time every day. Does it have to be exactly at the same time? No, but relatively speaking, within, I don't know, like an hour of the time. So, for example, when I weighed Simba, it was at 8 a.m., and then this morning I weighed him a little bit after 7. So, that's close enough. It's within like an hour of 8 a.m. So anywhere between 7 and 9 a.m. would be good because it would give me like an accurate comparison because weight does fluctuate throughout the day. Right, Simba? Right, Simba? I'm proud of you, Simba. You doing good? Here's Sammy. She went to come upstairs this morning. So did Nancy, but Nancy went back downstairs. You watching birds? Okay, you can watch birds. You're a good girl, Sammy. Just be a good girl, okay? Okay. It is 9:35 a.m. Look at what's going on down here. I just came downstairs to feed the cats, and they took the sheet off of the sofa. So they're basically telling me, yep, time to put that in the laundry. And it's so funny because I took all the sheets off my bed this morning and Sammy and Nancy were upstairs. They were watching me. So they must know that we're doing laundry today. So they decided to help me by taking the sheet off of the sofa. That was very nice of them to do. So I'm collecting up all the sheets today. I'll be putting fresh sheets down and all these are going to be going into the wash. I'm just about to go upstairs. Look at this. That's Sammy. So I guess she thinks it's comfortable to lay between the screen door and the door. Sammy, you want me to open the door? You want me to open the door? Open the door? You gonna push it open? Gonna help me? Who's my helper today? Who's my helper? Who's gonna push the door open? I could see in the corner where they've already scraped the fresh paint off the door. Okay, open the door, Sammy. Sammy, open the door. Open the door. Gonna open the door? Can you open the door? Open it. No? I opened it. It's 2:11 p.m. and here's Nancy. She's taking a nap in Stella's castle. Oh, look at this. Here's Richard. I didn't know where any of the cats were. I just woke up from a nap. Oh, and here comes who? Oh, and here's Ziggy. Hey, Ziggy. So I had breakfast, and then I laid down on the couch to check emails. And the next thing I know, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to close my eyes for a few minutes because I only got like 4 hours of sleep last night. And I ended up taking a nap for an hour and a half. That's how tired I was. And I woke up and I couldn't find any cats. I was like, I don't know where the cats are. Like, Simba's in Boo's room and Splash is in my room. It is now raining, which is not fun. And my shoulder is starting to hurt. So 3 years ago in 2022, in August of 2022. I'll never forget that because that was when these guys showed up in the yard for the first time. I had calcific tendonitis in my left shoulder. It was some of the worst pain I've ever experienced. It was so bad I could not sleep at night. That's how bad the pain was. And it got to the point where I couldn't move my arm. And I also remember at that time when I was dealing with the pain, I had to take Simba to the vet. And I remember how painful that was to carry the cat carrier with the heavy cat in it while I had such pain in my shoulder. I eventually went to urgent care, and at first, they didn't know what it was, so I asked them to x-ray it. I remember I had to push them to x-ray it for me. They're like, an x-ray is not going to show anything unless you dislocated the shoulder, and if that was the case, you want to be able to move it. And I was like, I can't move it. So that's why they x-rayed it, and I remember how painful it was just positioning the shoulder and the arm to get the x-ray. When they finally got the x-ray, I remember I had to wait there for an hour in one of the exam rooms because they had to send it out to somebody who could actually read it and look at it. And then they told me that there were calcium stones in my shoulder. And they were going to prescribe me painkillers, and I think it was an anti-inflammatory And I was like, okay, you could prescribe it, but I'm not going to take it. What they did give me, though, was a pain relief shot. Like, they gave me a shot in my shoulder, and it relieved the pain for 24 hours. It made it, like, bearable. So I remember I had 24 hours to get everything together, to do grocery shopping, to buy water, because I knew that once the pain came back, it was going to take a while before it went away. So then what I had to do is I had to put together my own protocol as far as what I was eating and what kind of herbs I was taking and what kind of supplements I was taking. And then once I figured out the supplement schedule that worked for me, within days, I was able to start relieving the pain. Like the pain started going down a little bit more each day, and I started gaining movement back in my arm a little bit each day. So I feel like the same thing is happening now, but with the shoulder of my right arm, which is not good because I'm right-handed. But maybe because I'm right-handed, maybe because I'm using the arm more, it won't be as bad. I don't know. But I remember at that time, the pain was the absolute worst at night. The pain would start to get stronger and stronger throughout the late afternoon. And then at night, it was just so bad. So I used to have to make sure that if I needed to do anything physical, I would get it done earlier in the day. And then even if I needed to do anything like non-physical, like computer work, I would try to get that done after I got the physical stuff done. So that way at night, when the pain was so bad, I didn't have to really do anything, but I could just kind of try to zone out and watch TV. So that's where I'm at right now. Like, I feel like, oh no, do I have another stone in the shoulder? And I'm trying to get things done right now around the house. So that if the pain does get worse later tonight, then I'll be able to just like kind of rest and focus on it. That's why I ordered one of the supplements that I needed from Whole Foods today. And I have the rest of the supplements that I'm taking. I just need to find like the journal that I kept at the time, because I did write down like everything that I took, like in the order that I took it. So I need to go back to something similar to that. I don't think I'm going to be eating the same exact food, but it'll be something similar. Right, Ziggy? Right, Ziggy? Right, Ziggy? It's 4:15 p.m. Look at Nancy. I just vacuumed this rug. And I put Splash and Simba's bowls on this tray along with some cat grass. And I put new batteries in that toy. Maybe Nancy wants me to put the toy on, but look at her. She's all spluted out. I'm in the middle of vacuuming downstairs, and I just came upstairs to get something. So I have to go back down and finish. There's Sammy. There's Nancy. Cats are so funny when they sploot like that. I just put the toy on for her. She loves these kinds of toys, probably more than any other cat in the house. They provide her with endless entertainment. It is 4:45 p.m. and Nancy's now splooting on the bed. Of course, once I put the camera on, then she moves. Look at Nancy. She wants to lay with the laundry. Splash is underneath the bed. He's hissing at somebody. It's almost 5 p.m. and I'm looking at the air quality map because I have all the windows open and I'm kind of smelling a little bit of smoke, but I don't know if it's like a neighbor using their barbecue or what. But this is the graph right now, and we are like right around here in the yellow. And we were orange earlier. Yellow is better than orange. Green is the best. So there's like a band of green that seems to be coming this way, which is bringing the air quality like down to better levels. But look at all this red. I am sincerely hoping that this red is not coming our way, but it most likely is because I don't remember seeing all that red on there earlier. All of that red is coming from the wildfires in Canada, I believe, although it looks like there are some wildfires in the United States also. We've gotten so much rain over the past 2 months, so it's really wet around here. Here's Splash and Simba. They're hanging out by an open window in Boo's room. This is just like old times, when I used to go outside and train Boo before he became an inside cat. Splash and Simba used to hang out by this window and watch. Now they're just enjoying the air. Maybe they're looking for Cousin Oliver. I have to put some food out for him. They just had their dinner. They're having homemade raw food. Splash ate all of his. Simba ate some of his. I'll give Simba's leftovers back to him later, and they'll get some crunchies later also. It is 8:30 p.m. Here's Splash. Simba's here also. Let me tell you what I just realized. So the last time I had this issue with my shoulder, it was my left shoulder, and it was 2022. It happened at the end of July or early August, and that was the year that Ditto passed away. So Ditto passed away in March. There's Simba. Ditto passed away in the middle of March, and then a little less than 5 months later, that's when I had the problem with my shoulder. Well, here we are again this year. Stella passed away. Boo passed away. It is 4 months since Stella passed away, and here I am dealing with the same shoulder issue that I dealt with 4 to 5 months after Ditto passed away, except this time it's my right shoulder instead of my left shoulder. So I don't think it's a coincidence. Something stress-related might be causing this. Something grief-related might be causing this. I don't know what, but I'm definitely going to look into some kind of causative factor that would somehow relate, because it's just really, really strange, the timing of it, considering the timing of when I had it almost the same amount of months after Ditto passed. And now here I have it after Stella passed. Right, guys? I decided to poke around and do some research about some kind of relationship between stress and this calcific tendinitis. And look what I found. Look, this is on PubMed. Calcific tendinitis of the shoulder is one of the pathological conditions that most often affects the shoulder and consists of a calcium deposit that settles within the tendon tissue of the rotator cuff. The scientific literature has long highlighted the impact of anxiety, stress, and depression on CTS. Why does that not show up anywhere else? Everywhere I researched this condition the last time I had it, nowhere did I see anything that said it was related to that. The goal of this case report is to highlight how the emotional state of patients and their neuropsychomotive behavior induce a state of constant muscular tension, which, through the physical phenomenon of piezoelectricity, causes calcium salts to precipitate and form calcifications. Therefore, stress, anxiety, and depression are likely factors underlying the etiopathogenesis of CTS. So I'm not really concerned with what they treated it with. It just blows my mind that information exists that muscular tension causes piezoelectricity, which causes calcium salts to form calcifications in the shoulder after stress and anxiety. And for me, it takes 4 to 5 months for this to become really, really painful. It happened after Ditto's death, and now it happened after Stella's death also. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.